And we say good evening to you from Fred J. Brown Athletic Complex here at Defiance High School. It is a brand new school year, I guess, as of yesterday, a brand new football season, and we are live here on DCTV Sports. Josh Bush alongside Andy Tracy, and, well, it is a brand new season, and we get to start, Andy, with a couple of teams that are pretty much looking brand new.
They've lost a whole lot of starters last year.
After graduating a bunch of kids on for both of these squads, but no better way than Thursday night football. I thought it was Friday all day because, you know, Friday night football, but Thursday night football, Defiance Napoleon, a rivalry like no other here in Northwest Ohio.
Yeah, and I think it's awesome that these two teams are starting fresh quarterbacks, fresh defenses, all of this stuff. We're going to kind of see a new game from these two guys because we don't even know what kind of players they're bringing out onto the field. I do think Defiance has some really, really solid players to fill some of those gaps. However, they have not had a lot of playing time. There's not a lot of experience here, and so there's a lot of things to be learned tonight by the players, the coaches, everybody that's paying attention.
Well, this is the 103rd meeting between these two teams. If you remember last year over in Napoleon, a heartbreaker in overtime, back and forth kind of game. Defiance led early. Napoleon came back in it. They got the lead. Defiance tied it up at the end of regulation and then failed that 2-point conversion in overtime. Napoleon goes down, scores, and gets the extra point and pulls that one out 35-34 in overtime. Great start to last season, but obviously for those players that were there last year, especially in the blue and white of Defiance, they're thinking, man, we were one play away from keeping that river rock.
Well, and most of the fans and all of us wrote off Napoleon at halftime because they were way behind. I think it was 22-7, and it didn't feel like they even stood a chance at winning that ball game. And they came back and they looked really, really solid and played really strong. And it was probably the most fun game to watch last year. It was very enjoyable.
We'll see what they have to bring for us tonight. Our Estill Chevrolet Cadillac pregame show is underway. Estill Chevrolet Cadillac, North Clinton Street in Defiance, earning your trust one satisfied customer at a time. Online at drivebobestill.com. We'll take a timeout. When we come back, we'll take a look at these two teams, get you set for the opening kickoff tonight right here on DCTV Sports. Estill Chevrolet Cadillac is this area's new and used car headquarters, earning your trust one satisfied customer at a time. Estill Chevrolet Cadillac, North Clinton Street in Defiance, and online at drivebobestill.com. For the past 70 years, Midwest Community Federal Credit Union has been your financial partner, helping you achieve your dreams and secure your future. Midwest Community Federal Credit Union, with locations in Defiance, Bryan, and Napoleon. Find out more at midwestcommunity.org. Welcome back to Fred J. Brown Stadium. Defiance entertaining Napoleon tonight in the River Rock rivalry. Josh Bush, Andy Tracy with you here, high above the. We made the steps one too many times already today.
A lot of steps there. A lot of steps.
Well, for Defiance, an exciting year, 125th year of football here at Defiance, and a brand new skipper at the helm in Steve Rittenauer. Defiance coming in off of a 7-5 year, 6-3, and a third-place finish in the Western Buckeye League. They bowed out in the tournament in the second round to Benedictine, who was a very, very solid team. But this is a team, Andy, when you look at it, 19 from last year graduated, and some key guys and those support roles. It's not just the quarterback. It's not just a running back, but it's those players around them too. They got a lot of holes to fill coming into this 25 campaign.
They sure do, and I think it really starts with Coach Ritt, and it's going to be exciting to see kind of what they're able to do. He's a defensive-minded coach, so we'll see what happens on offense, because if you have a defensive-minded coach, it's always nice to have a good, experienced quarterback in your first year, and he's got a fresh one. Coming in and lost a big guy in Brett Zipfel. Brett Zipfel was a fantastic quarterback for 4 years, started, and it's hard to replace a guy like that. And other players, you know, you have a Joey Robinson on defense, a phenomenal linebacker, just able to read the field, super fast, fill the holes. I am excited to see how Kelton Gibbs fills that hole for him, because I think he's going to be a great player, fun to watch, should make a lot of tackles out there at linebacker as well.
Well, you know, Ritt new as the head coach, but not any stranger to this program. He's been around coaching and on the staff since 2001, and that's a huge piece to have a familiar face for these players, especially when you got a lot of youth.
Yeah, it is. And again, the same thing. He ran their defense. I expect their defense to be solid, even though they've lost several players. I still think the question mark will be that offensive side of the ball, because it's really hard to replace an Anthony Wilder.
Yeah.
I mean, he was a fantastic runner, super fast, hit the hole really fast, really well, and great hands. Phenomenal at catching the ball and yards after catch and yards after contact. Just a great ball player.
One of the big things, though, 3 offensive linemen from last year do return, so you've got a little bit of continuity up on the front. And I think with a new quarterback, you're going to want to establish the run. You need to do that with a solid offensive line. You get 3 guys coming back from last year. That's a big key piece for this Defiance offense.
It sure is. And also you have a wide receiver in Jordan Wright, who has a lot of experience, made a lot of big plays for them last year, who will be able to make some big plays hopefully tonight as well. And I know Colt Ward, if he's behind center and he's at the helm, he's got a good arm. He's a very, very intelligent young man, should be able to run the field well and make some big plays. And so hopefully we see a lot of ball movement. I'm not sure we're going to see the score that we saw last year, 35-34. But hopefully there's some scoring that takes place and they can control the ball and they can really make it happen here at Defiance.
We'll take another timeout on our Estill Chevrolet Cadillac pregame show. When we come back, we'll talk about the Wildcats and Napoleon. That's next on DCTV Sports.
Estill Chevrolet Cadillac is this area's new and used car headquarters, earning your trust one satisfied customer at a time. Estill Chevrolet Cadillac, North Clinton Street in Defiance, and online at drivebobestill.com. Brunswick Eye and Contact Lens Center. Personalized service and quality products in a friendly and caring atmosphere. Schedule your appointment today. Brunswick Eye and Contact Lens Center. Stadium Drive in Defiance and online at visionsource-brunswickeye.com.
River Rock rivalry tonight as we open up the 2025 high school football season here at Fred J. Brown Stadium. Josh Bush, Andy Tracy with you. Our Estill Chevrolet Cadillac pregame show rolls on, and we welcome in the Napoleon Wildcats for this rivalry game under head coach Tyler Swery, who's in his 4th year. He has a career record of 17-19. They finished 7-6 last year, 4th in the NLL. Cardinal, I don't know, you take that for a grain of salt. That NLL is so mixed up and split up. I don't know what's going on there, but they lost after a really tough start to the season. They made it all the way to the regional semifinals before bowing out to Sandusky Perkins. But again, another team who is replacing a lot of guys, 15 in fact from 2024. And again, we looked at Defiance. It's almost like a mirror image here. Some really big key pieces to that Napoleon squad they're missing here in 2025.
Right, your all-time pass leader in Owen Espinoza. I mean, that is just so challenging, of course, to have that kind of leadership that just bows out for the season. Of course, graduating, and that's awesome that they get to move on. But you have new players coming in. It's going to be exciting to see what they're able to do. But when you lose both quarterbacks and you lose big wide receivers, they've lost both of their wide receivers for the season, and they were incredible ball players. It's going to be hard to recover that, and they got to score a lot of points.
Trey Rubenstein, who was kind of a do-it-all guy, not just in football, but multi-sport athlete. He was a tremendous athlete for Napoleon across the board, baseball, football, you name it. He was here, there, and everywhere. They've got some pieces to fill, and I think their challenge is going to be stepping up on defense. This is a defensive squad last year. Again, gave up some points to Defiance early, but really settled in, averaged just over 20 points a game, but they forced 24 turnovers last season. That is a big number in high school football to force that many turnovers. Defense really helped them down the stretch last year. They're going to have to find those pieces of the puzzle when you look at losing 15 guys from last year.
It makes it so much easier to win when you have extra possessions. And those turnovers are so helpful, so hopefully they'll be able to do that this year. But they also have their running back.
Yeah.
And this is huge for a team like this that's got a new quarterback and some new wide receivers, and they're able to establish the run. That will be fantastic for them. It'll take some pressure off that quarterback and hopefully open some passes up downfield for them.
George Eggers returns. He is, as we knew, he wasn't on the starting lineup 2 days ago. Now it looks like he might be playing. He did a little hamstring injury in the preseason, but almost 1,300 yards and 24 touchdowns last season as a big man to deal with. So we'll see if he's going to get if number 6 is going to be in the game here tonight for Napoleon. But he's a big guy, and he's hard to bring down.
A senior at 6'2", and 215 pounds. I mean, that is an absolute monster. I am so glad I don't have to tackle that guy.
You and me both. Our Estill Chevrolet Cadillac pregame show tonight brought to you by Estill Chevrolet Cadillac, North Clinton Street in Defiance. Earning your trust, one satisfied customer at a time. Visit online at drivebobestill.com. As the Defiance Marching Band gets onto the field, here we'll get our national anthem in just a few minutes, but let's talk keys to the game, courtesy of Northwest State Community College. Your key to a great career opportunities begins with a great education at Northwest State. Visit northweststate.edu or call 419-267-1320 today. We didn't really have much of a chance. We were scrambling around here, not much of a chance to talk keys to the game. But, I was talking with some of the other media guys upstairs, and, when you have two young teams like this, and this is going to sound so cliche, but you got all these new faces. You got guys in new roles. I think it all comes down to, and again, cliche, but who's the most prepared, who's put in the work, and who can execute what they're trying to do with such a group of new faces.
Yep, and when you have young players that haven't played much, you have to worry about penalties because there's going to be a lot of mistakes on the field. Offsides, you have to watch the ball and be paying attention. They're going to try and draw you off with some snap counts at times, and there's going to be all kinds of different holdings. I expect there to be some penalties tonight just because we have such a young roster, and by young I mean not playing very often at all. Also, because you don't have a lot of that experience, you could have some turnovers. This could be a game where there's a whole lot of turnovers, and usually whoever wins the turnover battle wins the ball game.
Keys to the game, courtesy of Northwest State Community College. Again, your key to a great career opportunity starts with a great education at Northwest State. You can visit them online at northweststate.edu. Again, Josh Bush, Andy Tracy with you here on this Thursday night. 103rd meeting between these two teams. Napoleon, unfortunately, holds the record of 56-44-2 in the all-time series. Defiance Bulldogs entering the field here in some black uniforms to start this season, and a little alt look for the Bulldogs here tonight.
Love the black helmets, love the emblem on the side. These are fantastic uniforms.
We'll take one final timeout on our Estill Chevrolet Cadillac pregame show. When we come back, national anthem, starting lineups, and more. Kickoff is around the corner right here on DCTV Sports.
Estill Chevrolet Cadillac is this area's new and used car headquarters, earning your trust one satisfied customer at a time. Estill Chevrolet Cadillac, North Clinton Street in Defiance, and online at drivebobestill.com.
And we welcome you back here to Fred J. Brown Stadium at Defiance High School as we are getting set for week number 1 in the high school football season. And it's kind of that time of the year. Andy, you still have some kids in school, right?
I do. I have 2 seniors this year.
Two
one
seniors?
In Defiance,
Oh,
one
my
in Fort
goodness.
County. My last 2 kids, and it's exciting to start this first of lasts for us, and so it's going to be a fun year.
My daughter's off to college this weekend, so it's one of those. As we have a honorary cannon firing for Bill Dirk, who we lost over the summer and was a mainstay here for a long, long time with Defiance football games and those cannon shots.
It's so bittersweet when our kids go off to school.
It is, and I get what you mean. Those first lasts, and it just. It's gets to be a pretty emotional year. But kids are back in school. They seemed excited. I got the opportunity of telling you off air. I subbed a bus a couple days this week, and I think for the most part they were excited. A little tired,
Always
a little sleepy in the morning, getting up early. But that I think that comes with the back to school time of the year. So,
yep. And they're always excited at the beginning. It's that second and third week that you really have to worry about when they start trailing off before they really come into the discipline.
We're getting set for the playing of our national anthem here on the field as the Napoleon football team is gathering in the south end zone and making their way out. I would assume that...
Ladies and gentlemen, please stand and honor this great country in which we live.
We got the color guard from the VFW Post 3360, and now we have the playing of our national anthem, courtesy of Defiance County Veterans Office. Proud to support local veterans and their families and connect them with the resources available to them. The Defiance High School Band of Class with our national anthem, all courtesy of Defiance County Veterans Office. Proud to support our local veterans and their families and connect them with the resources available to them. Week number 1 of the high school football season here at Fred J. Brown Stadium. Josh Bush, Andy Tracy with you as we get you set for opening kickoff coming up in just a few minutes. Let's take a look at some of our starting lineups tonight. Our starting lineups are brought to you by Baker Schindler Company, proudly serving the area with the highest quality contracting services for nearly 100 years. Baker Schindler Company of Defiance and Paulding, baker-schindler.com. Defiance won the coin toss tonight, elected to receive. So let's take a look at the Defiance offense here tonight as, well, the question mark is, they were both listed, but who will be leading this team at quarterback? Junior Evan Davis or sophomore Colt Ward? We kind of think it might be Colt Ward. We might see Evan Davis. I think we might see both of them, but they were both listed on the starting lineup. We'll see who comes out under center first. Up front, Jack Hines will lead the group at center. It's Alex Hinojosa and Chris Bowling at the guards. Tyler Doden-Kiesling and Jackson Becker will be your tackles. In the backfield, Chase Camaso, the junior, and Abel Paxton, the senior. A pair of wideouts in Jordan Wright, the senior, and sophomore TJ Burris. And Matthew Walter, who slowly found his way as a big piece of this puzzle for the 2024 squad, will start tonight at tight end. There's your starting lineups courtesy of Baker Schindler Company for the Defiance Bulldogs. And again, a lot of new names, Andy, but again, the roles don't change. You get out there, you know what you're supposed to do, execute, and see what we can do with the football.
No, and I love the size up front and the experience. That's the part that we don't have to necessarily replace here on Defiance's team. They've got some big guys who have played in the games before, and they know what they're going into. Hopefully they can start it up front and actually win that battle, and that'll lead to so many other great plays.
Well, you know, you look at especially that left side, Alex Hinojosa, Tyler Doden-Kiesling, those guys, big role players on both sides of the football last year, will be protecting that left side of our quarterbacks, and we'll see how that, will they run to that side? Will they? Who knows what we're going to see here tonight. Well, we're getting ready to kick this one off here for Napoleon. It will be, I believe, Jack Mowry who will tee this one up. It was a senior. Of course, they had the Marroquin young man who booted that PAT last year in overtime to win the football game. He's moved on, and so they got new kickers. We got new kickers on both sides of this as well, but we'll see what happens here. Looks like Jordan Wright alongside TJ Burris will be back deep for Defiance. They'll stand inside their 5 as we tee it up here at the 40-yard line. Defiance in the blacks, Napoleon in the white. And we are underway from Fred J. Brown Stadium. It'll be Jordan Wright inside the 5 across the 15. He finds a seam on the left side across the 20. He'll be wrapped up and brought down at the 22, 23-yard line. And that is where this Defiance offense will come onto the field to start their first drive of the season.
He had a hole, but it opened up really, really slow. He came right up the middle, and they had it covered really well. And then there was a small gap that Jordan was able to sneak through and get an extra 8 or 9 yards.
And it will be the sophomore Colt Ward, 6 foot, 180 pounds. He will be manning the offense on this first drive here for the Bulldogs. Chase Combasso to his right. And it looks like Kelton Gibbs to his left in the backfield. 2-back set, 2 receivers to the top side on first down and 10 at the 23-yard line. And the shotgun snap, and he's going to throw on first down, looking to throw. Pocket is holding, now it collapses, and he'll be brought down for a loss of a yard or 2. And that was Lucas Gherkin, the senior nose tackle, and it will be a loss of a yard on first down. But pressure got to there finally, and Defiance just not able to keep it opened up for Colt Ward.
Yeah, that felt like a coverage sack right there. There was nobody open. He had plenty of time, but nobody was open.
Under center now on second down and 11. First man through, and that'll be Combasso, I believe, with the football.
Looked like a trap, well ran by the linebacker, well read, so he only got 2 yards on the play.
So he picks up 2. That'll be third down and 9. And for a young quarterback, this is not what you want on your first drive, but we'll see what Defiance draws up here on third down and 9 from their own 24-yard line.
Got trips down here to the left.
Now right in motion. They're going to give him a little toss sweep to that far sideline. He's trying to stretch it out. Good pursuit by Napoleon, and he'll be wrapped up and brought down. Paul Saucer, the senior defensive back, stretched that all the way to the sideline, and just nowhere for Jordan Wright to go. He loses 2 on the third down play.
That was well read by Napoleon. I mean, they were fully prepared, it looked like, for that play. They were on the ball, and they were able to attack Jordan Wright as he turned the corner.
So fourth down now and 11. Back at the 4th down and 12 now at the 21-yard line, and Defiance will punt this one away, and this will be a new face for the Bulldogs. Anton Hegler will be punting for Defiance. Standing back at his own 8. The snap is on the ground. Pressure coming. He's able to get it away, but it's a high, short kick. It's going to bounce at the 30, gets a Defiance hop to the 40, and it'll be down there. But, boy, that was disaster from the snap. Just couldn't get it off the ground.
They were pretty lucky to get that off. That snap could have caused a whole lot of problems for them at the 10-yard line there. But a very short kick, very good field position for Napoleon. Defiance now has to really stand strong with their defense.
Let's take a look at our Napoleon starters. Courtesy of Baker Schindler, they'll be led by junior quarterback Kelby Parsons, who comes in and replaces Owen Espinoza. And it looks like, will we see George Eggers in the backfield? I don't think so. Hayden Grohl, Ignacio Corona will be in the backfield starting this drive for Napoleon as we take a look there at our starters for Napoleon, courtesy of Baker Schindler. First man through the hole. This will be Hayden Grohl with it. He's going to go down inside the 35, short of the first down. I believe he got about 9.
That was an excellent cutback. There was a little hole that opened up, and he cut back, and he got himself 9 yards.
So Hayden Grohl gets the first carry, and we weren't sure what we were going to see, if George Eggers would be playing in this football game or not. Again, a back that had nearly 1,300 yards last year, troubled by some hamstring issues in the preseason, and certainly somebody they'd love to have on the field. Second down and 1 out, the Defiance 31-yard line. Big package in the game for Napoleon. It'll be Grohl with it again off the right tackle and just kind of lowers his shoulder, pushes forward. He's going to have it up for the first down.
It's only been 2 runs, but he's running excellent tonight, so that looked really, really good as well, just to get that first down. Pushing through, getting those shoulders low, making sure you get the first down and continue to play.
Well, you see nothing fancy so far from Grohl, but like you said, north and south, and it doesn't take much when you get a big man chugging along.
Running hard, running strong.
So new set of downs for Napoleon, 1st and 10 out the 28-yard line, and got a big package in the backfield as Parsons will go into a shotgun formation. We'll have Grohl to his right. They're going to just design quarterback run to the right side. We've got our first penalty of the game coming out, and that's going to be a hold. This one's coming back. And our penalties are courtesy of Service Master Restore. They're going to restore this line of scrimmage 10 yards from that penalty, and you could kind of see it there on that right side. I believe it's the right tackle that got called for it, and it'll back them up 10 yards. There's the, as you were talking about, those early mistakes.
Yep.
Who's going to make them?
Felt like we could see that one all the way up here. That one was pretty blatant.
So that backs them up to the 38-yard line now, 1st down and 20, as motion comes from that near sideline, and we got a false start on that left side, and yep, there it was again. And again, our laundry on the field tonight, courtesy of Service Master Restore, and that's 5 more yards. And again, these teams, Andy, like you mentioned it, you get all these new faces, these fresh faces, get those, I would say Friday night jitters, Thursday night jitters, and we're seeing some mistakes early from this Napoleon team.
Especially early in the season, it is so hard. Those snap counts can be really, really tough for young, new players.
So now 1st and 25 back at the 43-yard line. Shotgun for Parsons. Single back to his left is Grohl. He's going to roll that way, looking to throw. He's got a quick out pattern. It's going to be complete to Paul Saucer, but a very, very short gain.
Well covered by Defiance as well. It looked like they had everybody in control, so there was only the short game available for them to throw the ball.
So it was a first pass of the game for Parsons, a gain of 2. 2nd and 23 now from the 41. Back to pass one more time. Comes to the right side. He's got a wide open receiver in the flat across the 35, and that is going to be Ignacio Corona, one of the running backs. He's going to go all the way down to the 31-yard line, so give him 10.
Boy, it felt like somebody missed a coverage there. He was wide open. Really nice of these guys to get this quarterback rolling with some light work right away, hitting some short outs and some flat patterns to be able to get him confident and rolling. But his throws have been pretty accurate, and we'll see what he can continue to do here.
3rd and 13 from the 31-yard line. Shotgun, he'll roll to the left again. Pressure coming, and he's going to tuck it down and run. He's got a little bit of space, but it was closed quickly. You mentioned him in the pregame. Kelton Gibbs, would he step up? There he was right there, closed in, and kept that gain to about 4 yards on 3rd down.
Alex Sanosa has been in there getting some pressure as well and kind of leading him to be able to run out of that pocket there.
So it'll be 4th down and 9. You're kind of in no man's land here, 27-yard line. Too short to punt. Probably too long for a high school field goal. Halfway home in our opening quarter. Shotgun for Parsons. Back to pass. Looking for it all down the right side. He's got a wide open receiver into the end zone. It'll be a 27-yard touchdown strike. And that was Cole Sarrigan. And the Wildcats will strike first.
Excellent route, excellent pass, right on the money, wide open, easy touchdown for the Napoleon Wildcats. Well played, Napoleon.
So what started off a little bit rough there turns into 6 points as Jack Mowry will come on for Napoleon. Snap is there. Kick is going to be blocked. And it will be a dead right there. So the PAT was blocked. But on our scoreboard, Napoleon strikes first. 6-0 Wildcats. Back after more on DCTV Sports.
Arthur Law Firm, we understand how overwhelming life can be after being seriously injured in a car accident. With over 50 years of experience, Arthur Law Firm has a track record of getting the results you deserve. When you don't know where to turn, get answers with Arthur. Call us today.
Welcome back to Fred J. Brown Stadium. Napoleon strikes first, 6-0 Wildcats on that 27-yard touchdown pass from Kelby Parsons to Cole Sarrigan. The point after block, but Napoleon now with a 6-0 lead. And, well, that was just one of those where I think maybe you mentioned it, the defensive back maybe thought he was going out, kind of cut it up, and it had a lot of green space in front of him.
Yeah, Will Horvath was the defensive back there, and it looked like he was covering an out pattern, and the guy just ran right past him.
So Defiance will get the ball back here. After the Napoleon touchdown, Jordan Wright with it will take it from the 5 across the 15 to the 20, 25. He's going to be hit out near the 30-yard line, and that's where the Defiance offense will come back onto the field for their second possession. And, well, I think it's important no matter what you get out of this, Andy, I think you've got to get something positive here.
You do.
I think we lost a total of 2 yards on that last. I mean, we went forward and backwards, but not really any positive on that first drive. You'd like to see something here to just kind of get a little momentum, let your quarterback settle in a little bit, and see if you can put something together.
Yes, and I love what Napoleon did with some short pass plays to start to really open some things up. That was wonderful to get some of their young guys some experience here. Defiance kind of feels like needs to do the same thing, just get the ball rolling. Also, field position. I mean, they need to get the ball towards the other side of the field so that Napoleon doesn't have such a short field to work with.
Ward in shotgun formation, 2 backs in the backfield with him. And it will be the second man through. This is Kelton Gibbs off the right side. He's going to be hit at the line of scrimmage. He's going to fall forward. He's going to gain 6 out to the 35. That's a nice, strong run for Kelton Gibbs.
Yeah, he was hit early, and he just looked like drug a couple of guys along to really make something out of nothing there. And it was a strong run, strong play on the right side. Of course, their offensive line looks like they've got some size, looks like they can move some bodies. And so, again, I'm excited to see what they can do here with the run game.
Well, you're getting ahead of the change here. 2nd down and 4 now at the 35-yard line. 2 backs again in the backfield. Motion. And we'll have a false start penalty against the Bulldogs. So you get that 6, and now you're going to go back 5, and you go from 2nd and 4 now to 2nd and 9.
Penalties early, and we knew we would see it. Of course, this is the first game of the season. Hopefully they can tighten some of that up. But discipline is so vital in some of these really close games.
So 2nd down and 9 now. 5 minutes and rolling here in our opening quarter. 2 backs again in the backfield for Defiance. It'll be Camaso, second man through. He'll spin at the line of scrimmage, out across the 35, pulling defenders across the 40. He'll have it up for a Defiance first down.
Wow, he broke 2 tackles there before he drug 3 guys. What an exceptional run by Camaso.
Give him 10 out to the 40-yard line. That's enough for Defiance first down, their first of the game. And now they're going to go quickly to the line of scrimmage, try to catch Napoleon sleeping a little bit here as Ward goes under center. 2 backs in the backfield. First man through is Camaso. He's got a hole off the right side.
Another.
Blocking guys. Now he's going to go open field across the 40, and it'll be dragged down after a gain of 22 yards all the way down to the Napoleon 38. What a nice, what started off as kind of shifty, became power at the end.
There was a nice hole to get 4 or 5 yards. He then shook off a tackle and was able to gain an extra 17 yards. What an excellent run.
Chase Camaso, the junior, 5'10", 180, runs like a Mack truck in that backfield.
He looks like one of the smaller guys out there, but clearly powerful, clearly strong in the legs.
First down and 10 now in Napoleon territory, and it'll be second man through. This is going to be Gibbs with it. He'll dive forward out near the first down marker. See where they put it down. They're going to give him a gain of 9 for Kelton Gibbs. And, well, just like that, Andy, this Defiance offense, again, regardless of what the outcome of this drive is, they've got some positive things going here, and that's what you need with a young team.
That's right, and it feels like they know now we can move the ball. We can move these guys in the trenches, and our running backs are going to break some tackles and make some plays.
Second down and 1 at the 29-yard line. Shotgun now for Ward. 2 backs in the backfield on either side. And second man through is Camaso. He's going to cut it back at the line of scrimmage. He's going to have it up for the first down. So we'll get a new set of sticks. after a gain of, we'll give him 3 yards on that one, but nothing fancy, but you get that first down, you reset, now you got first down and 10 at the 26.
And you can see the Napoleon Wildcats moving forward, and you're wondering if you're going to see a play-action pass here real soon as they come closer to the line to stop that powerful run game.
3.5 and rolling opening quarter. Josh Bush, Andy Tracy, the DCTV sports crew here with you live from Fred J. Brown Stadium on opening night of the 25 season. It'll be Kelton Gibbs with it to the right side. A pursuit very, very good that time from the backside by Napoleon. They're going to get him down after a gain of about 4. But a nice strong run there, but better pursuit from Napoleon.
Yeah, Hayden Gherkin has been in on several plays early. He's reading the offense well, and he's getting himself in the backfield, and he's able to make a few strong plays. There were a couple of tackles, though, missed by him. If he can make those, he's doing a fantastic job.
2nd and 7 now at the 23-yard line. First man through is Camaso, and that kind of almost looked like a little miscommunication in the backfield. Are you going right? Are you going left? And that one was kind of blown up from the beginning.
Yeah, and there was a guy in the backfield real fast. It looked like both the offensive back and the line didn't know exactly what play they were running right there. Somebody clearly missed an assignment.
So they lose a yard back to the 24. It'll bring up 3rd down and 8 here for Defiance.
And this is the position you don't want to be in with a young quarterback, where you have these down and distances after you've been running the ball so well.
We'll see how they do here. 2 backs in the backfield with Ward, who's in shotgun formation. They'll give it to the second man. That's Camaso, and there are 6 white jerseys around him, and he'll lose a yard back to the 25.
Certainly feels like Napoleon is getting up there and crowding the line a little bit. Might take an opportunity to do exactly what they did and have a shot towards the end zone, or, of course, just try and get the first down. Same thing, we're not in good field position for a punt or a field goal. We just got to make a play.
Play comes in from the sideline. Minute 25 here in our opening quarter. 6-0 Wildcats. If you're just joining us here on DCTV Sports. Camaso to the right in the backfield with Ward. He's going to pass. Looking to throw. Pressure comes. He's hit as he throws. That's up in the air, and it will be caught. It'll be caught down at the 2-yard line as trying to see who hauled that in.
Anton
Hegler down there for Defiance. And how about that? From the 25 to the 1, so a gain of 24. And now a first down and goal for Defiance as, well, for us, that's our first trip inside our red zone tonight.
It looked like Ward was hit on that pass. That pass might have been intended for Jordan Wright. Fell short. Anton was right in position to be able to make the play.
It's kind of one of those floating ducks you worry about up there, but Hegler bring it in down at the 1-yard line, and it'll be Camaso into the end zone for a touchdown. And the Defiance Bulldogs strike back. It's a Wes Banco's touchdown from 1 yard out. And Defiance back on the board, on the board for the first time here tonight.
Defiance is showing a lot of power up front. That was just sheer will and movement of that offensive line, as Camaso wasn't even touched until he reached the end zone.
So Defiance able to get one here with 36 seconds left in this opening quarter. And now Jamison Burris will be on for the point after, the converted soccer player for Defiance. Snap is there, and the hold is down. He boots that one through. My goodness, they might have been able to try a field goal back over there. So
that looked like it could have been a 35 or 40-yard field goal made.
Oh, excuse me, was it wide? It must have been wide. It looked good from here, our angle. Looked good from our angle, but the point after was no good. So we have a tied ball game here with 36 seconds to go in our opening quarter. We're back with more after this on DCTV Sports.
Proudly serving the area with the highest quality contracting services for nearly 100 years. Baker Schindler Company of Defiance and Paulding. 419-782-5080. Online at baker-schindler.com.
Welcome back to Fred J. Brown Stadium. Defiance answers the Napoleon score with a 1-yard touchdown run for Chase Camaso. Point after no good. 6-6 Defiance in Napoleon. That touchdown, a West Banco touchdown, building a better bank every day since 1870. So what a way to answer for Defiance. That first drive, not great, let's be honest. Second drive, much, much better here, and you put points on the board at the end of it.
Yes, and well-paced play. Way to control the ball, way to keep it on the ground. Use your strengths. Clearly their strength is in their offensive line and the power of their running backs. They did it, and they did it well.
Ensuing kickoff here for Burris. He'll have it teed up at the 40, and it will be a high end-over-end kick. It'll be taken inside the 5. Out across the 10, and he'll be hit and drop. No, excuse me, still on his feet. That was Paul Saucer with it. He'd be out across the 20 to the 22-yard line, and that's where the Napoleon offense will come back onto the field here in the final closing seconds of this opening quarter. But
he showed a lot of power there, too. He was hit pretty early and drug 2 or 3 guys along.
And he's not a big guy.
He does not look big.
6 foot 146 senior for the Napoleon on their receiving core. So we'll see here. We got a slugfest going early here in this first quarter. 6-6 tied ball game here as Napoleon will take over at their own 22-yard line. Is probably the worst starting field position they've had so far tonight. And it'll be a straight handoff up the middle and a big hole there for Hayden Grohl. He's going to go all the way out to the 30-yard line. Give him 8 on first down.
Another excellent cutback by him. Didn't look like there was a lot there, and he made a play. And then when he burst, wow, he was able to really move there to get that extra couple of yards.
And that will be the end of our first quarter. It's a tied ball game here tonight. Napoleon and Defiance tied at 6. Second quarter on the way from Fred J. Brown Stadium next on DCTV Sports.
Stamball Jewelers is your trusted source for diamonds, fine jewelry, watches, and gifts. Whether you're looking for a dazzling engagement ring, a timeless anniversary gift, or a present for someone special, Stamball Jewelers has something for every occasion. Visit us today and discover why we've been serving the community since 1948.
Six after 1. Time for our Arthur Law Firm Stat Tracker. If a serious injury from a car crash puts you in the injured list, call the personal injury attorneys at Arthur Law Firm. For Defiance, 54 yards on the ground, led by Chase Camaso. 7 rushes for 36 yards. Kelton Gibbs, 18 yards on the ground. And how about this? Colt Ward, just 1 of 1 passing, but it was a big one. 24 yards through the air for Defiance. For Napoleon, they are led, believe it or not, through the passing game right now. Their quarterback, Kelby Parsons, 3 for 3, 39 yards and a touchdown. That one going to Sarrigan there in that first quarter. As we open up second down, I didn't see who the ball carrier was there.
No, but Isaiah Montez sure got him in the backfield there. He charged in and hit that hole fast and met him right where he needed to.
So we'll say a gain of 0 for, we'll say it was Grohl. That's what it looked like to me anyway.
Napoleon is running a lot of power back sets. They clearly have a big fullback and a solid running back.
It'll be a toss to Grohl on that right side. He's going to have enough for the first down and a little bit more before he's dragged down up near the 39-yard line. So give him a gain of 9. And, well, with the absence of George Eggers, it seems that Hayden Grohl, the junior, has been their go-to guy here in this first half.
He has ran very well. He looks like he's really good size, and he is shifty for as big as he is. Man, he can move.
So new set of chains here for Napoleon, now moving from our right to left. First and 10 at the 39-yard line. Big package in that backfield once again. Second man through. This will be, I believe, Grohl again. He's going to be met, dropped, and maybe to the line of scrimmage. Nothing more, that's for sure. Great defense that time for Defiance.
3 or 4 black jerseys hit him before he was able to get to the line of scrimmage. So there was a lot of penetration there. Looked like they read the play super well.
Well, a defensive stop here would be huge for this Defiance team. Get that ball back. The offense feeling pretty good after that last drive. We'll see if they can dial something up here on 2nd down and 10. Napoleon at their own 39-yard line. Grohl in the backfield behind Kelby Parsons. Motion from that far sideline. It'll be just up the middle with the Grohl again. He's got room, and he's going to be short, I believe, by about a yard out to the 48-yard line. So give him 9, and that's a nice, solid run. But I think you credit the offensive line there. They made a big hole at that line of scrimmage.
Big hole for him to run through, and, of course, he has a solid burst. And T.J. Burris, he really made a play there, because if he doesn't make that tackle, he gets an additional 20 or 30 yards there.
So 3rd down and 1 now as Napoleon just shy of midfield at the 48. Wonder if we'll see Hayden Grohl here on 3rd and 1. And it will be Grohl again. He's got the first down into Defiance territory all the way down to the 46-yard line. So give him 6 yards, and that'll be enough for Napoleon first down.
They're sure using him a lot early, and there's a good reason for it. He's getting 5 or 6 yards every play. Keep doing what's working. That's what you got to do.
Well, I remember last year over Napoleon, it was George Eggers and George Eggers and George Eggers. And when you don't have a George Eggers, apparently you go to Hayden Grohl, and he's shown why tonight he can fill those shoes. And I tell you what, you get Eggers back, you got 2 guys in that backfield that can run pretty strong. Back to pass is Parsons. Pocket collapses, and he'll try to get back to the line of scrimmage, and he'll be sacked for no gain. A nice job there. Great coverage down the field by the Defiance secondary, and good penetration again from Defiance, collapsing that pocket. .6 here in our second quarter on DCTV Sports. Opening night of the 2025 high school football season. Parsons under center, motion from this near sideline, and it'll be Grohl with it up the middle. He slips a tackle. He's across the 35 down to the 30-yard line, and that will be a big run for the big man all the way inside the 30 to the 28-yard line.
Again, an excellent tackle by T.J. Burris in open field. If he does not make that play, that is a touchdown. 2 guys there, but boy, he looked like he was just ready to score.
We'll give him 18 on the carry, and that was a big run there to keep this drive alive for Napoleon. And the clock continues to roll here. We haven't seen a lot of passing here tonight, and a fast-moving first half, that is for sure. Big toss sweep. Nope, they're going to give it to Grohl in the inside. He's going to gain about a yard, and it'll be wrapped up.
Looked like a nice trap play. Set up well, however, defended even better by Defiance for only 1 yard.
So 2nd down and 9 here. Approaching the 7-minute mark before halftime. Of course, we'll have band performances for you coming up at halftime. In what is a monstrous crowd here. You can see the fans down along the edge of the fence all the way into the end zone on that south side. And it'll be a designed run here for Parsons, and it's stretched out to that far sideline, and he's going to pick up a yard or 2 to the 25-yard line. So give him 2. Nice job of pursuit there for Defiance. That's a designed run for Napoleon. And they just kind of stretched that out and got him all the way to the sideline.
Napoleon is doing a really good job of controlling the ball, setting the pace, making sure they're playing their game, not allowing Defiance to get a lot of penetration, running some outside, but also up the middle. They are playing very well with that run game.
3rd down and 7 at the 25-yard line. Single back in the backfield. Rolls to the left is Parsons. Pursuit coming. He's got a pass, and it'll be broken up by Jordan Wright inside the 10-yard line. What a play to close on that from the senior Jordan Wright.
Boy, he broke fast. That could have been an interception. It looked like a good route, looked like a good pass, but Jordan made a heck of a play.
The first incompletion of the night for young Kelby Parsons. Not that he's thrown a ton, but...
No, but every pass he's thrown has been thrown very well. That was a good pass, a good route. It just was played very well by Jordan. Great defense.
So brings up a big fourth down here for this Defiance defense. 4th down and 7 at the 25-yard line as Napoleon looking to keep this drive alive. Remember, they had a 4th down before, and that's when they scored the touchdown. Looks like they're trying to get a little hard count here, and we'll have a timeout. Coach Swery wants to talk about this one. We'll take a timeout with them. 6:45 to go before halftime. 6-6 on our scoreboard. We're back with more after this on DCTV Sports.
Estill Chevrolet Cadillac is this area's new and used car headquarters, earning your trust one satisfied customer at a time. Estill Chevrolet Cadillac, North Clinton Street in Defiance, and online at drivebobestill.com.
Welcome back to Fred J. Brown Stadium. As you see the Defiance huddle there, getting the play from the sideline here on 4th down and 7. And we were just talking off in the commercial. Kelby Parsons, he is a junior, but Owen Espinoza been there. He's been their all-time pass leader. Not a lot of snaps for the young man, but he throws a very, very solid ball.
All of his passes have been excellent, have been in good position. Even that last one, if he underthrows that a little bit, that is an interception by Jordan, but he put it right where he could.
Back to pass here, and he's going to go for it all once again, looking at that left seam, and it'll be incomplete as Jordan Wright on the coverage out there. And now they wanted a penalty, but I think Jordan played that perfectly, and it'll be a turnover on downs. It's a great job by a senior leader, and that's what you need when you've got a lot of new faces. You turn to those upperclassmen. You turn to those guys that have been through it. And, you've seen them play on the basketball court. You've seen them out here playing football. That young man can get kids to rally around him.
Yeah, and he's one of the few guys with experience on this team, and it showed right there as he was able to sit him right in the back pocket of the offensive receiver, and he was able to make a play.
So 6:40 to go here before halftime. Defiance will get another crack at it on 1st down and 10 at their own 25-yard line. 2 backs in the backfield. It will be the second man through. That is Camaso, who just bulldozes over a defender at the line of scrimmage. He's going to pick up 3. Well, I tell you what, that was a big hit at the line of scrimmage, and Camaso won that one.
Did not even look like it phased him. And he is definitely not as big as that guy. That guy came in hard, and Camaso just bounced off of him and continued to run. Reminded me a little bit of Roger Craig. Just keep them feet moving. Just keep them feet moving.
Well, I think he ran into Troy Barton, who's a senior defensive lineman, 6'2", 305 in that nose spot right now for Napoleon. Defiance will let this play clock spin down, take their time. Halfway home in our second quarter. Second man through. This is Camaso again. Spin move out across the 30. He's going to be close to a 1st down. I think he's going to have it. Needed 8, got 8 thanks to that spin move, and that's a good run there for Chase Camaso.
Excellent run there. Also, the offensive line set the edge really well, so he was able to get around that corner, read his block, and make a play.
Ward goes to shotgun now on 1st down as Wright comes in motion. They'll toss it to him to that far sideline. He's got a seam out across the 40, but it was closed quickly by Napoleon, and that is a nice job of pursuit. Hayden Gherkin, the senior defensive back, and Jordan Wright will be limited to, I'll tell you what, they're going to give him 5 all the way out to the 40. That's a good solid run for Jordan Wright.
Yeah, and he got that ball, and he took off fast. And so it was great that guy was able to close the way he was. Because, again, potentially, if he does not make that play, that could have been a touchdown.
We saw a lot of that last year with Anthony Wilder. And, how many times did we see some fantastic plays out of him? But Jordan Wright showing some flashes there. Kelton Gibbs up the middle now, and he'll have enough for a Defiance first down out across the 45 to the 46-yard line. Another strong run and great movement up front by that offensive line.
Very good movement. I'm actually pretty impressed with the open field tackling. A lot of times when you have newer players, the tackling is just not solid. But DBs on both sides of the ball have made some really good plays to stop those really big plays from happening.
New set of sticks for Defiance. 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line, and it'll be second man through. Is blown up in the backfield. What a play from Napoleon. And that will be in Ignacio Corona, the junior linebacker. Kelton Gibbs got met in a hurry in that backfield.
It's almost like he was the one that was getting the handoff. He was in the backfield so fast.
So it'll be a loss of 2. Defiance not really hurrying to the line, but they're not huddling, and that's not allowing Napoleon to get some subs in. So we'll see how this works to Defiance advantage as Ward back to pass. Just a quick hitter to that near sideline. He was looking for Hegler. That falls incomplete, and maybe hurried that pass just a little bit.
Looked like he was a little gun shy there. He did have a receiver open. He threw it before the receiver had his head turned and was way ahead.
So it'll fall incomplete. Clock stops at 3:49 to go in our second quarter. Defiance 6, Napoleon 6. As Ward is in shotgun formation here on 3rd down and 12, back at the 44-yard line. Camaso will shift to the left side. And he's back to pass. Pressure coming. He rolls to his left. Now he'll throw, and it'll be picked off. It looked like he was trying to throw that away, but it was thrown right into the waiting arms of Tristan Fellows, a senior linebacker from Napoleon, and that'll be our first turnover of the game. And that is a big one here at midfield. Napoleon with almost 4 minutes to go. It's a huge turnover here for Defiance.
Felt like the offensive line was doing a pretty good job blocking there. It seemed like Colt got a little jumpy and ran outside of the pocket when he could have stepped up in the pocket to make a play. And then I would agree with you. I think he was trying to throw that ball away, and there just so happened to be a Napoleon defender waiting for it as it approached the sidelines.
So the first turnover of the game, and this will be just the big man, Hayden Grohl, up the middle for Napoleon. We've seen a heavy dose of that here tonight. Give him 4. But that is his 11th carry here in this first half.
4 yards in a cloud of dust. An excellent run. Just keep controlling the clock. You got 3 minutes and 25 seconds left. Able to score and put yourself ahead before halftime.
Again, Napoleon just very, very, what do I want to say?
Slow and methodical.
Yeah, methodical. There was the thing that I was looking for, but just nowhere to go here. This is great pursuit for Defiance. A little pushing and shoving after the fact, but nice pursuit from the Defiance defense there. And
yeah, that was an end around, and it looked like he was going to be open and be able to get some yards, but there was a lot of pursuit, and it closed really, really fast. Again, a lot of good open field tackling from the defenders on both sides of the ball. The DBs and the linebackers are pursuing really, really strong. They're hitting the holes really fast, and they're able to make plays. However, in the middle there's been some strong runs, both by Napoleon and Defiance.
Motion on 3rd down. It'll be Grohl with it again up the middle. He's going to be just enough for the first down. Needed 3. I think he got 3.5. Oh, check that. They're going to check this spot here. They're going to say he's short of the first down at the 40-yard line. The side judge from this near sideline came over and said his knee was down at the 40, so a gain of 2, and it'll bring up 4th down here.
This is when experience matters. This is when you have to watch the ball. Napoleon is going to come out, and they're going to try and draw Defiance off sides. That's at least what I would do right here, and they have to be paying attention. Don't move until that ball moves.
4th down and 1, under 2 minutes to go, and the ball's on the ground.
That's
and Defiance will recover. Who comes off the bottom of the pile? But Kelton Gibbs says he recovers the fumble on 4th down, and a right back at it. We're going to go the other way. Now that exchange, again, you get some new faces in there, and now Parsons just not able to keep a hold of that football.
Looked like the center was not prepared to snap it. It looked like Parsons was stepping back and ready to make the play, and the ball was just not there.
And Defiance will take over at their own 41-yard line, so they'll have it 1st down and 10 here. Minute 51 to go. All 3 timeouts. Plenty of time here to maybe put some extra points here before halftime. Shotgun for Ward, looking to throw. He'll complete it out to the far sideline. This is Jordan Wright with it. Out across the 45. Nifty move near midfield. He's going to be about a yard shy of the 1st down, but how about that? A nice, strong throw from Colt Ward. You talked about it, easy throws into the flat. That was one of them, and he was right on the money.
Yep, get Colt some confidence here as he makes those short plays. And then Jordan able to get yards after the catch and after contact.
So 2nd down and 1 right at the midfield stripe for the Bulldogs. Ward back to pass again, comes to the right. He's got Gibbs out across the 45, lowers the shoulder. He's going to have a gain of 5, and that'll be enough for Defiance 1st down. And a nice completion there for Kelton Gibbs. And a timeout, Defiance. We're going to keep it here, minute 14 to go. Andy, let's take a look here as, we look at this 2nd quarter. Defiance really starting to open it up a little bit, let Colt Ward throw the football. You mentioned it, safe throws, stuff out in the flats, nothing. You're not asking him to do anything fancy. That's huge when you have a young man making his first start to get that confidence.
Yeah, and they're starting to spread the field a little bit, at least on both sides of the ball too, to get kind of some of those guys out of the box. Give them some space to move so that you don't have to protect so much and make those plays. However, right here is really important. This is really good experience for Colt. 1 minute, 14 seconds left. Have to go 45 yards to get a score, and you want to go in halftime ahead here. So this is a big drive, big play, 1st down. Let's get it done.
Minute 14 to go before halftime. Defiance with 2 timeouts. They're going to spread it out. 5 wide receivers this time. Ward in the backfield, looking to throw. Pocket holds. He comes to his right, looking to throw, and he'll complete it out inside the 40-yard line.
Just an easy comeback route from the wide receiver as the offensive line gave them so much time.
And we're going to wipe it off. We've got a penalty flag on the field. This is going to be a hold against Defiance, and that will come back.
That explains why he had so much time back there.
And Daniel Orta was the recipient of that pass on this near sideline. The young sophomore looking for his first career reception, but nonetheless, we're going to wipe it off and we'll move it back 10 yards to the Defiance 45-yard line. And
this is when it's important for him to not get greedy. You still have over a minute. You still have 2 timeouts. Just get some good early yards and completions.
Yeah, don't force anything here. Back to pass, pressure coming. He's on the move, and he'll just throw this one out of bounds, and it'll go incomplete. And that was great pressure. Lucas Gherkin, the senior for Napoleon, trying to chase down Colt Ward, and he just throws that one away. That is a very good decision and a much better throwing it away than that interception a few minutes ago.
Very smart play from Colt Ward there. Don't take the sack and also don't throw an interception. Don't give them a turnover where they can score. So good play by Colt.
As he comes to the sideline to get the play. Just under a minute to go here. 2nd down and 20. Now the biggest thing here, though, is how do you play the clock? If you don't get anything here, you're taking these incompletions, these timeouts, and you're going to give Napoleon time. But Ward back to throw here, pressure all over the place, and he'll just throw this one over the head of Jordan Wright. And again, credit Napoleon's secondary, credit the pressure that forced that incomplete pass.
And Napoleon is only rushing 3 right now. and dropping everybody else back in coverage. And they're coveraging super well, which is, of course, what's causing Colt to be able to scramble a little bit, hold on to the ball, but then have to throw it away.
So 3rd down and 20 now here for Defiance at their own 45-yard line. We'll see what they elect to do here. They're lining up like they may run it here on 3rd down. 2 backs in the backfield. It'll be Gibbs with it, left side. He'll lower the shoulder. He's going to gain about 3 or 4. Give him 4 for Kelton Gibbs. And Napoleon's going to burn a timeout here. Obviously, thinking they're going to get the football back with some good time on the clock before halftime. Make sure you stick around at halftime. We, as we do each and every week with our high school football coverage, we take you on the field and get you some high school band performance.
Both these bands are very good in Defiance. They have a new director this year. I'm excited to see what they come out with. But they always perform super well.
They do. I had the opportunity to see them at the fair on Monday, and they did a really nice job. It's always tough at the fair because the track is so small. They don't do a lot of moving, but looked good, sounded good. So excited to see what happens here coming out at halftime. Stick with us there. Right now we got 44 seconds left on the clock. 6-6 on our scoreboard. 4th down and 16 for the Bulldogs.
And the offense is coming back onto the field.
We'll see what they elect to do here on 4th down, and maybe you're just going to drop. Can Colt Ward punt this one? Drop it back and just a little pooch punt back there, and yep, there's what they're going to do. They're just going to let Ward come back, and he's going to punt this one, try to get it over their heads, and it'll fall at the 20, and it'll be down at the 23-yard line, and a little trickeration there to try and draw the returner up in case they decide to run a play. But Napoleon's going to take over here at their own 25-yard line with 38.7 seconds. And I'll tell you what, they got a quarterback that can sling the football. We'll see what they elect to do here, but we could see them. Do you think they try to get down the field? They got 1 timeout. That's not a lot of time. But you got a quarterback that has shown some really good flashes here in this first half.
He has thrown some excellent balls. I'm kind of excited to see what they do here. This is not a lot of time. With a tie ball game, I'm not sure that you would try and risk it. However, they've been very productive in the passing game, really only 2 stops, and so they could make something happen.
So 1st down and 10 at their own 25-yard line. It'll be Grohl, the single back, and we've got motion on that left side. Quentin Maynard, the tight end, flinched a little bit there, so that'll back him up 5 yards. Back to the 20-yard line, so now 1st down at 15. Don't know if that changes your...
It does for me. I think now at this point, you spread the field and you give Grohl an opportunity to run it with a spread field, see if he can get past the defenders. He's been running really good, and I think he could break one here.
So 1st down and 15. Grohl is the single back in the backfield. They'll toss it to this near sideline. He's got some blockers out there. Cuts it up at the 25, across the 30 to 35. He's going to have enough for a 1st down. Needed 15, got 18, and a big run there for the big man, Hayden Grohl. Now with 87 yards in this first half, and Napoleon will burn their final timeout of the half. Well, I think it was pretty easy to see. You take that chance, right? I mean, Hayden Grohl, he's 13 carries. I've got him down for 87 yards here in this first half. That's a solid first run. He's not the fastest guy in the world, but he has shown some real speed when he gets in that open field.
Yep, real speed, real power. And with the field wide like they had right there, you get him outside and you allow him to run, and hopefully he can get past those guys. He didn't, but an incredible gain. Great play by them. I think it's smart to keep that ball on the ground, especially with the inexperience. Don't make a big mistake before halftime. They get to come out with the ball, too.
Absolutely. Yep, you're absolutely right. So 32 seconds here on the game clock, 38-yard line, first down and 10 for the Wildcats. And they're going to go in shotgun formation here for Kelby Parsons. He's got Grohl to his right, two receivers to his right. He's going to roll that way. He'll just tuck it down and run. He's going to be smacked down at the line of scrimmage. Nice tackle there. Tyler Doden-Kiesling. Alex Hinojosa in there for the Bulldogs as well. And Napoleon out of timeout, so I think
looks like they're going to let the clock run out. It was an excellent play. No danger. Keep the ball. Don't make a big mistake. Come out at halftime with the ball, and hopefully they can score on that first drive.
Well, we've reached halftime here at Defiance, Fred J. Brown Stadium in this River Rock rivalry, the 103rd meeting between these two teams. And at halftime, it is 6-6. Our halftime show is brought to you by Midwest Community Federal Credit Union, helping you achieve your dreams and securing your future. Visit us in Defiance, Napoleon, or Bryan, and online at midwestcommunity.org. Andy, your thoughts on that first half? I mean,
it's almost exactly what I expected. With young guys, you keep the ball on the ground. You don't make a lot of mistakes. The defenses have played pretty well. Up front, there's been some big holes for both sides that guys have been able to run through. And I honestly would keep the same game plan. Just pound that rock, get as much yardage as you can, and try and come out with the higher score at the end of the ball game.
Well, I think we talked about, all these new faces. Obviously, that's kind of been the theme of where we've been so far in our broadcast here tonight. But I think you see that there's athletes out on this field. I mean, there's that next man up mentality regardless of when you do it. But this is really an opportunity for some of these guys to say, hey, listen, I've been putting in the work. I've been, getting those reps in, practice squad, JV, and they're coming out here and they're showing they can play on varsity nights.
And it's really nice for these guys to be able to learn and grow underneath some of these guys that graduated last year. We have both Camaso and Grohl who have ran the ball very, very well, and both are juniors. So they get to come out next year with the experience that they have this year and hopefully just continue to get better and better and better. Also, you have to give credit to both offensive lines. There have been some excellent holes that have been provided for those runners. A lot of times they're not getting contacted until they're 4 or 5 or even 6 yards past the line of scrimmage, which is fantastic for both teams. If you win those up-front battles, it's just so much easier to move the ball, to control the ball, and hopefully to come out with that win.
We're going to take a timeout here on our Midwest Community Federal Credit Union halftime show. When we come back, we'll get some marching band activity. Napoleon's marching band about to take the field. More to come right here on DCTV Sports.
Discover top-quality healthcare education at Northwest State. Our instructors have real-world experience, so they know how to prepare you for great career opportunities. Northwest State, where you'll get the top-quality healthcare education you need to succeed.
For the past 70 years, Midwest Community Federal Credit Union has been your financial partner, helping you achieve your dreams and secure your future. Midwest Community Federal Credit Union, with locations in Defiance, Bryan, and Napoleon. Find out more at midwestcommunity.org.
There's a healthy dose of soul in the appropriately named Soul Man.
For the past 70 years, Midwest Community Federal Credit Union has been your financial partner, helping you achieve your dreams and secure your future. Midwest Community Federal Credit Union, with locations in Defiance, Bryan, and Napoleon. Find out more at midwestcommunity.org.
Band is under the musical and visual instruction of Andrew Lessick with the assistance from Elaine Miller and Taylor Moyer. Special thanks also to the Napoleon Band Boosters for all that they do, providing the music education of these students. Special thanks to Mr. Devin Scott, Nathan Kester, and the Defiance High School Band of Class for their hospitality this evening. I am the voice of the Wildcat Marching Band, Kayla Ehlers. Have a great evening.
For the past 70 years, Midwest Community Federal Credit Union has been your financial partner, helping you achieve your dreams and secure your future. Midwest Community Federal Credit Union, with locations in Defiance, Bryan, and Napoleon. Find out more at midwestcommunity.org.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Band of Class opens the 2025 season by going all the way back to the beginning of the 21st century when pop reigned supreme and she was our princess. Here is 2003's hypnotizing hit from Britney Spears, Toxic. To conclude this evening's performance, the Band of Class will feature the percussion section as they groove to another classic from 2003. She reigns supreme as only Queen Bee can. It's Beyonce and her iconic anthem. Here is Crazy in Love.
That's the Defiance High School Band of Class here on our Midwest Community Federal Credit Union halftime show. Defiance 6, Napoleon 6. We'll take a timeout. When we come back, we'll break down the first half. We'll get you set for the second half of action in this 103rd meeting between Defiance and Napoleon right here on DCTV Sports.
For the past 70 years, Midwest Community Federal Credit Union has been your financial partner, helping you achieve your dreams and secure your future. Midwest Community Federal Credit Union, with locations in Defiance, Bryan, and Napoleon. Find out more at midwestcommunity.org.
And we welcome you back to Defiance High School as the Defiance High School marching band has made their way to the track. Pretty good performance there in this first halftime. Wouldn't you say, Andy?
Excellent performance. Excellent performance. These guys are so fun to watch. It's amazing. You know, my wife likes to come to these ball games to watch this band. You know, I love the football. She loves the band, and they just did a fantastic job.
I tell you what, we love showcasing the bands at halftime because, you know, I always said this, and when they asked me to do some work with DCTV Sports, I said, you know, it's not just about football players and basketball players and baseball players and softball. It's more than just those main sports. And when you can showcase the efforts of these athletes here, or these student athletes, and also the band kids, and I mean, they put in two-a-days. I mean, you know how that goes. I mean, they put in some really, really long days in the summer to get this thing right. You know, we've got some golf lined up on our sports broadcast coming up. The golfers, they love seeing us when we get out there to Eagle Rock. In fact, our producer Ryan was a target for them last year when we were out there. But you know, I think there's so much that these kids do that sometimes some of those sports are missed. There's so many kids that do. I mean, kids are busier than ever. I don't remember being as busy as these kids are when I was a kid. But you know, there's so many kids that are doing some really cool things. Let's let everybody see it. Yeah,
and I love how, especially in these small communities, the students support each other.
Yeah.
The golfers come to these football games and watch and cheer each other on, and you see them cheering for the band and the band cheering for the teams, and there's so much camaraderie, and it's fantastic to be involved in these small towns and in these sports and these events. And you're right, kids are busier than ever. And so for them to come out here and have this great student section on both sides of the ball to be cheering their team on is just wonderful to watch.
Well, we're at halftime here at Fred J. Brown Stadium. Let's recap the scoring. It opened up with a 25-yard touchdown pass. Kelby Parsons to Cole Sarrigan. 5:51 to go in that opening quarter. That was on a 4th down play. Point after was blocked. 6-0 Napoleon. Defiance would answer with 36 seconds left in the first quarter. On a Chase Comiso 1-yard touchdown run, the point after was no good. Knotted up at 6. No scoring in that second. A lot of stuff happened in that second quarter, but no scoring. Let's take a look at our stats from the first half. Our stat tracker, courtesy of Arthur Law Firm. If you're in a serious injury from a car crash, puts you on the injured list. Call the personal injury attorneys at Arthur Law Firm. Serving Northwest Ohio for more than 50 years. Get the compensation you deserve and back in the game with your winning team at Arthur Law Firm. For Defiance, they were led on the ground by Chase Comiso. I've got him down for 9 carries, 47 yards, 36 of that in the first quarter. Just 2 carries for Comiso in the second quarter. So a lot of yards and a lot of carries in that first quarter. Kelton Gibbs, 5 carries for 22 yards. And then through the air, Colt Ward completed 3 of his 7 passes for 38 yards. He had the 1 interception that I think he would like to have that one back.
He sure would. And honestly, these young guys, they've played very good, and the running game has been just excellent. And that's really nice to be able to open Colt Ward on the back side of the field. He had a couple of bad choices in there. That one looked like he was throwing the ball away. Just an honest mistake. There was a guy there. Hopefully they can get that together and they can get more of the passing game going. It will be a long season if they rely solely on the run, because they're going to play some high-powered teams as this season moves on.
So for Defiance, 69 yards on the ground, 33 in the air for a total of 102 here at halftime. For the Wildcats of Napoleon, for that first half, I've got them down 87 yards on the ground, 39 through the air for a total of 126 yards. They were led on the ground by, the only man that's really carried the football tonight. 13 carries, 87 yards. He had 67 of that 87 in the second quarter. As 10 of his 13 carries in that second quarter, 87 yards to lead the way for the Wildcats. For Kelby Parsons, their junior quarterback, 3 of 5 through the air, 1 touchdown, that 27-yard touchdown pass in the first quarter to Cole Sarrigan. Again, nothing flashy there, but again, you're looking at some pretty good stuff there. Our stats, again, our stat tracker, courtesy of Arthur Law Firm. Let's talk quarterbacks here. Obviously, you've got 2 young guys that have replaced some all-time passers for both of these schools, Owen Espinoza from Napoleon and Brez Ziffel from Defiance. Talk about what you saw in that first half out of both of those young men who have taken the helm for these teams.
Well, I think Kelby Parsons has made some excellent passes. And, of course, he's ran the offense very well. There's been very few mistakes. And, of course, it helps to have a great offensive line and a really good running game to boost that. But his passes have been very good. They've not been errant at all. They've been super accurate. He even has put a couple in positions where only his receivers could get them. There was potential with incredible coverage by Jordan Wright for there to be a touchdown, an interception and a touchdown the other way. But he put that ball where only his receiver could get to it. And it was just a great job managing the game and keeping his head together. And then Colt has made some mistakes under center as far as the passing game goes. But again, he's been playing pretty well as well. I think they're going to learn a whole lot in this game that is going to help them for the rest of the season. And then again, both of them are young. Parsons gets to come back next year as a senior. And Colt is only a sophomore. He gets to come back as a junior next year and hopefully has a lot of experience that helps him through this. Both guys clearly are not, they don't have a lot of experience in these games, and you can see that. But both have incredible potential, and I'm excited to see what happens in their future.
I think one of the biggest things that you can see for these guys is how much do they grow in the second half of this football game now that they've had a little bit of time to digest and kind of get a breather at halftime. And then come week 3, come week 4, come week 7, what progress have you seen? They're just getting started.
They are. And again, their offensive line has done a fantastic job in protection. Colt looks like he's a little gun shy. Like he's prepared to get sacked, but his offensive line has really kept the defenders away from him. And then the same thing for Napoleon. They have done a pretty solid job as well up front, which has really helped their quarterback and their run game move forward. These guys and both of these teams, losing the amount of players that they did, it's just a challenge moving forward. And in this game, they're both showing up. I'm impressed that we've had as few penalties as we've had.
Yep.
I expected a whole lot more in the first half, particularly with offsides and false starts. Now, we've had some penalties, but that's never a surprise. You always have some penalties. I expected a whole lot more of those types of mistakes. Also, there's been a turnover each. That happens in games like this, and that's another relatively good surprise because it could have been potentially just a turnover fest in the first half with the inexperience that they have, trying to run the ball a lot, and with the size and the expectations from the linebacker core, DBs, you thought maybe there would be some fumbles, some interceptions that happened, and there's only been one each side of the ball.
Yeah, it's been, that was one of our keys was the mistakes and the mental errors that you see with the new faces and stuff. I think really for both sides of the football, it's looked pretty good here. That wraps up our Midwest Community Federal Credit Union halftime show. Make sure you check them out at midwestcommunity.org. They've been helping achieve your dreams and securing your future for years here in our community. Well, Napoleon will get it here to start this second half as Jamison Burris will tee it up at the 40. A couple of Wildcats back deep to receive. And it's a long boot. And this one will go into the end zone. This will be a touchback. And I'll tell you what, the converted soccer player in Jamison Burris, he's got quite the leg on him.
He has a leg. That was a lot of power. And I mean, that ball
actually, he's a goalkeeper
for
the high school team.
Nice.
Yeah.
Clearly a good athlete. Clearly a strong leg. He stopped that ball, though, right there. If that wouldn't have bounced into the end zone, I mean, it only went into the end zone about a foot, and that was a live ball. And the DB or the back was running off of the field. So that could have been potentially really, really bad for Napoleon if they don't pay better attention to things like that.
So it'll be first down and 10 for the Wildcats at their own 20-yard line as they open up this third quarter with the football. It'll be Kelby Parsons under center with, you guessed it, the big man, Hayden Grohl in the backfield. He'll get it on first down. A patient run, turns it up across the 20. He's going to gain about 2 yards. But that's something you don't see out of a young man like Hayden Grohl all the time. Waited for that play to develop a little bit and then turned it up.
Yes, his guard pulled there, and he was able to sit behind him, read his block, and wait, and was able to pick up a couple of yards. If he would have gotten past his guard, he probably would have been tackled in the backfield. Great run, great read, way to turn that corner and get yourself some positive yards.
Gain of 2, second down and 8 at the 22-yard line as they'll move some bodies to that far sideline. It'll be a toss to that side, and they'll be up across the 25. This is Grohl. He slips a tackle at the 30, and he'll be brought down out at the 34-yard line, and that'll be a gain of 12. And that was a burst of speed and a little power at the end by Hayden Grohl.
Yeah, and good thing Jordan Wright was there, the last defender to make that open field tackle. If he doesn't, that's a touchdown. But he made a great play, wrapped his legs, and brought him to the ground.
Well, Hayden Grohl has been a force to be reckoned with here. I've got him down now 15 carries on the night for a total of 101 yards. And so that puts him over the century mark here in this opening week. And he wasn't even originally the starter here in this Napoleon offense. First down at 10. It'll be Grohl with it again up the middle. He'll just lower the shoulder and he'll move forward across the 35 to the 37-yard line. Give him 3 and another solid, strong game there for Hayden Grohl.
He seems like an excellent runner, too. He knows when to burst. He knows when to hold back. He can be patient. He also can be very aggressive. He lowers his shoulders when he needs to. He hits the outside when he needs to. He's doing a phenomenal job tonight. I hope he keeps it up the whole season, and if he does, they're going to have 2 excellent running backs that's going to be able to carry them, of course, the rest of the season, but he's a junior. They'll be able to carry him into the future as well.
Second down and 7. This will be an end around and nowhere to go as he tries to cut it back.
What a hit by Matthew Walter right there. He turned back right into the defensive end. The defensive end was like, thank you, yes, please. Welcome to dinner.
So Sarrigan's going to lose a yard. Well, that was very well defended by Defiance. They were able to close that near side, force him to reverse his field, but like you said, Matthew Walter was waiting for him with open arms.
Yeah, and it felt like no surprise at all, that play, which they have not ran a lot of things outside of their running back. And so for Defiance to be able to defend that well, they were not surprised at all.
So 3rd down and 8 now at the 36-yard line for Napoleon as Parsons is back to pass out in the flat. He's got an open receiver. It'll be caught, and then he's dropped. He broke the first tackle, and he got absolutely laid out on the near sideline by Chase Comiso. And that was Paul Saucer with it. He gained about 2 yards, but he paid the price on that one.
Yeah, there were a handful of Defiance defenders hoping that he broke that tackle. They were ready and waiting for him, and they all three hit him at the same time and just drove him into the ground. Another, though, excellent route and excellent pass by Parsons. He threw that ball very well right where his receiver could get to it and keep moving, but Defiance was there to defend.
Jax Rocha on to punt for Napoleon as he will stand inside his 30, a little rugby-style kick. It'll hit, and it'll get past Jordan Wright at first. Now he's got it inside the 20, and he will be dropped immediately. And that is nice open field coverage from Napoleon. Trying to see who got down there. Number 12, it would be Tristan Fellows, who was down there. I believe that's the young man who had the interception in that first quarter.
What an excellent kick, too. That rugby-style kick with that end-over-end that just got an incredible Napoleon bounce. Put them in terrible position. Jordan wasn't able to field it on the first bounce. The second bounce got him another 5 yards, and they were able to defend it and bring him down. And again, Defiance is not in great field position. They're behind under their 20. They've got a long way to go to get a score on the board.
Well, as Coach Dales once told me, catch the ball on a kick.
You got to catch the ball. You cannot let it bounce like that. That's an additional 12, 15 yards.
Chase Comiso on first down off the right side, and he'll make a couple of guys miss. Now he's dragging defenders out across the 25. He's going to be near the first down marker. That'll be enough for a Defiance first down, and what a opening third quarter run. I'll tell you what, Chase Comiso, he laid the wood on that defensive stop a little bit ago, and he is fired up out there running the football.
Very impressed with his determination. It does not matter who gets a hold of him. These big guys are getting a hold of him. He will drag him 4, 5, 6 yards. Takes 3 guys to bring him down in the backfield.
Cole Ward will go under center here on 1st and 10 at the 28-yard line. 2 backs to the backfield behind him. Now motion from Walter, and they'll stack it up for Comiso once again. He's just going to go off left side, but that's defended very well by Napoleon. He's going to gain about a yard or 2 out to the 30, and that's nothing more for Chase Comiso.
Napoleon didn't seem surprised by that play. Again, good penetration by their defensive line. We have not seen a lot of that today, and Comiso was able to drag him for a couple of yards.
Ball spotted now at the 30-yard line. Clock spinning under 7.5 to go, third quarter. Tied ball game, 6-6, Defiance and Napoleon in this 103rd meeting between these two teams. Play clock at 7. No hurry here from Defiance. Second man through. It'll be Comiso again. And, oh, check that. It's Kelton Gibbs. He's going to be out near the first down marker. He's going to have enough for the first down all the way to the 39-yard line. Give him a gain of 9. And Kelton Gibbs, a nice solid run there on his first carry of the third quarter.
Yeah, he drugged several guys as well. These guys are showing a lot of power, a lot of determination. And they're keeping that ball on the ground, which is fantastic. It keeps the ball out of their new quarterback's hands and is able to set him up. Now, Napoleon keeps moving more and more forward, so you wonder if Defiance is at some point going to take a shot down the field.
A little trickery in the motion in that backfield. Will be the third guy through the hole. I believe it was Gibbs again. He's going to be out at the the 44-yard line, so he'll gain 5. It'll bring up second down and 5. And well, there's a little bit of a which guy's going to get the football. You start bringing backs to the left and to the right and through the hole. And Comiso with it on second down. He's got enough for the first down into Napoleon territory. Give him a gain of 10 all the way down to the 46 of Napoleon. And that was a big, solid run for Chase Comiso. And Tyler Swery, I think, is going to have a timeout here. He's out on the hash mark, and he is not happy.
What an excellent catch by Colt Ward in the backfield. That was a bad snap, and he was able to bring that down and hand it off to Camaso so that Camaso could get those positive yards. Again, another potential mistake, something that could have cost the team a lot, but it didn't because they're able to keep their head. I'm really impressed with these players that have not had a lot of experience and how they're able to maintain themselves through this ball game.
6-6 here in this third quarter as Napoleon's going to burn their first time out of this second half.
And that feels very early to burn a timeout in the second half.
Well, if you saw Coach Swery coming in from that far sideline, he was fired up saying, hey, we had him stopped. Why aren't we taking him down? I'll tell you what, though, Chase Camaso is not an easy young guy to get down.
Yes, and yards after contact is huge. These guys are getting hit 3, 4, 5 yards down the field, but they're getting 8, 9, 10 yards every single play. And as somebody who's coaching a defense, you would be very frustrated with that. You've got to make the play and bring them down when you make contact.
So first down and 10 for Defiance in Napoleon territory at the 46-yard line. Two backs again in the backfield. And this will be Gibbs with it again. And he'll shift directions a little bit. Not much there. Read nicely by the Napoleon defense. Give him a gain of about 4 inside the 45 to the 43.
Yeah, honestly, it felt like they made a lot out of nothing right there. Like there was going to be no yards gained, and they drug them along and got themselves almost 5 yards in that play. Again, just some real solid determination from these running backs. They're getting hit hard. They're taking a beating, but they just keep chugging along. And that's both sides of the ball. The running game has been fantastic tonight.
Second down now, 6 yards for Defiance. Let's see if they can get something positive here. Keep those sticks moving. Camaso's hitting the backfield, changes direction to the near sideline. He's got a man to miss at the 30, and he'll be shoestring tackled. That was Fellows again, saving a touchdown. That one will go all the way inside the 30 to the 28-yard line. It's a gain of 14 for Chase Camaso on what a play that probably should have been a loss of 1 or 2.
It looked like a loss of 1 yard. He was hit in the backfield. He bounced off. He was heading to the right side of the field, turned, changed direction, went to the left side, was able to get himself a lot of yards. An excellent run. Way to use your vision. Way to follow some blockers when he got behind him outside. Very good.
4 carries, 36 yards here in this third quarter for Chase Camaso, a man on a mission, as it's Kelton Gibbs now up the middle, lowers the shoulder across the 25 to the 23-yard line. That's a pickup of 5, and another solid run here is we're right now seeing, Andy, a beautiful mix. Kelton Gibbs, Chase Camaso, very similar in running styles, but different enough that you got to figure out which guy's got the football.
Yeah, Kelton is very, very powerful. He doesn't seem to be quite as fast as Camaso. Camaso is very powerful too, but he's able to hit that outside really, really quickly.
Ford in backfield now in shotgun formation. He'll give it to Gibbs. This is a halfback pass, and it'll be caught inside the 10 by Jordan Wright. Oh, my goodness. Did you see that one coming?
Did not. But Napoleon has continued to pull their guys forward to defend that run. What an excellent pass. It's kind of surprising. The first pass for Defiance in the second half was by one of their running backs and not their quarterback. But an excellent play, well executed. The wide receiver was wide open. And if Gibbs hits him on the run, that's a touchdown. However, he had to come back to the ball and was only able to get 11 or 12 yards.
And we got an injured Napoleon Wildcat. Maybe just some cramps here as they're stretching that one out. Let's take a quick timeout. 4:11 to go in our third quarter. We're back with more after this on DCTV Sports. Welcome back to Fred J. Brown Stadium. Ignacio Corona, the junior linebacker for Napoleon, was getting stretched out. He's walking off on his own power, but early in the season, Andy, that's another thing that comes into question sometimes. And luckily here, it's not quite like we've had the last couple of weeks. It's a pretty cool night. Might be one of the coolest nights we've had for a Napoleon Defiance football game in a while. But conditioning, cramping, all those things come into play, especially here in the second half.
Yeah, it's very nice weather tonight. They're able to play. I didn't expect a lot of cramping tonight because of the weather is so nice. Because these 2 days, it has been 97, 98 degrees, and these kids have been out there playing. It's been tough.
First down and 10 at the 11-yard line for Defiance inside our Stanball Jewelers red zone here tonight. Chase Comiso leaps a guy across the 10, and he'll be brought down at the 7-yard line. So give him a gain of 4. Now they can get a first down here. Keep that in mind.
They can, but he was hit early again and was able to jump over, roll. I don't even know what that was. Do you somersault on top of a defender to be able to get a couple of extra yards?
I think Chase Comiso is open to anything. Second down and 6 now at the 7-yard line for Defiance. 2 backs again in the backfield, either side of Colt Ward. And it'll be Comiso again, lowering the shoulder. He'll go inside the 5 to the 4. A gain of 3. It'll be third down now and a long 2.
He cut that up and got himself some positive yards. However, it did look like he had a wall set on the outside that if he was able to bounce it outside, he might have been able to score on that play.
Under 3 minutes to go here in our third quarter. Defiance letting that clock spin. Play clock now under 15. 2 backs in the backfield. Ward will hand it off left side. This is Comiso. He's going to go into the end zone for a touchdown, Bulldogs. A 4-yard scamper for the big man, Chase Comiso, his second touchdown of the night.
And that was just everybody putting your head down, everybody pushing and leaning forward. Great score. Well-deserved by Comiso, who's had some excellent runs on that play.
Well, for Defiance, their first lead of the night here comes with 2:37 to go in the third quarter. A 4-yard Wes Banco touchdown run for Chase Comiso. And let's see what Defiance elects to do here. I think they're going to go for 2.
Yeah, the offense is still on the field. They're probably going to go for 2 here.
So they'll spot the ball at the 3-yard line. It'll be Gibbs taking the snap, and a little wildcat. Kelton Gibbs up the middle. He'll spin into the end zone. Kelton Gibbs in for the 2-point, and a little trickeration, not too much there. And Defiance tacks on 2 points, and now they lead it 14-6 with 2:37 to go here in our third quarter. We're back with more after this on DCTV Sports.
For the past 70 years, Midwest Community Federal Credit Union has been your financial partner, helping you achieve your dreams and secure your future. Midwest Community Federal Credit Union, with locations in Defiance, Bryan, and Napoleon. Find out more at midwestcommunity.org.
Welcome back to Fred J. Brown Stadium. A Wes Banco touchdown run for Chase Comiso, his second of the night. This 94 yards. 47 in the third quarter so far.
Yeah, he's been running the ball really well, and he's been running the ball really hard. But we can't underplay how important that 2-point conversion was. To be ahead by 8 with only 1 quarter and 2 minutes and 37 seconds is big for these two teams that just really want to run slow ball and to be able to run the ball.
Well, if you think about it, we're almost through the third quarter here. We're at 8:34. We're an hour and 34 minutes into this. Halftime's gone by. The bands have played, and we're cooking through. Jamison Burris and another long boot. This one will be fielded at the 7-yard line, out across the 20. Patient running here on that far sideline. It's being stretched out, but he's going to be hit from behind and drop down across the 35. This is going to be great starting field position here for the for their next drive here for the Napoleon Wildcats.
If I were Napoleon, I wouldn't change my game plan here. I would continue to pound the rock. It's been working for them pretty well on offense. They can't make the mistakes. They need to get the first downs. They need to methodically move down the field and score. Now, Defiance cannot let up. And that is something that they did last year. They were way ahead at halftime, felt like they didn't take it as seriously as they should have, and they ended up losing the ball game.
So here we go. First down and 10 for the Wildcats at their own 35-yard line. It'll be Kelby Parsons under center. Of course, the guy to look for is big number 27 now. Parsons goes back into shotgun formation. Hayden Grohl to his right. And they'll fake the jet sweep. Parsons is going to keep it, and he'll be hit and wrapped up and thrown down in the backfield. And try to see who comes off that pile. Is it big number 55? That is Alex Hinojosa, and he's one of those senior leaders. He did it last year, and he's doing it again here in the first week of 2025.
Yeah, what penetration. He was not fooled at all. It looked like there was a little bit of a hole on the right, but Parsons, he delayed a little bit, and Hinojosa was just able to meet him right there for that big loss.
So to bring up second down and 14 back at the 31-yard line now. As Parsons will go under center, Grohl in the backfield, and it'll be a fake toss. He's got wide receivers running. He's going to throw it down this right seam, and it'll be incomplete. It falls short of his intended target. Jordan Wright doing a nice job of playing the football, and it looks like we got a little cramping going on this sideline. Paul Saucer was the intended target, but great solid coverage there from Jordan Wright.
Yeah, it didn't seem like Defiance was fooled at all. They were ready for that long pass. They weren't even hunting for the run. And a great job by Jordan Wright, of course, following that receiver. He was right in his back pocket ready to make a play. But everybody was covered downfield. I mean, they were well covered, and it seemed like Napoleon was going to try and make a shot or make a big play. Again, they're getting out of their routine. They've been pounding the ball really, really well, and now they're trying to throw it.
So third down and 14 now as Parsons is going to be back to throw again, just a little underneath, and he'll be hit and dropped immediately.
Another excellent open field tackle by Burris. He has been there over and over and over again to save some plays. That guy had an opportunity, if he breaks the tackle, to get quite a few yards, but he hit him right where he needed to and was able to bring him down.
Give him a gain of 4.
And TJ is a sophomore, and he has done an excellent job tonight in that corner position. He's got several tackles, several open field tackles, several plays that stop guys from making big plays.
Well, Jax Rocha will be on for his, I think it's only his second punt of the night so far, and a little rugby style again. It's going to be blocked in the backfield, and it's going to be picked up by Defiance at the 15, and it'll be wrapped up at the 10-yard line. Trying to see who got that one.
Will Horvath was the one that was able to pick it up. I am not sure who blocked it, but that was an excellent block.
So Will Horvath comes up with the block punt, and well, sometimes that's the risk you have with that rugby style. You're a little bit closer to the line. If there's any kind of penetration and you get up there, Defiance is going to have the ball first down and 10 at the 10-yard line inside our Stand Ball Jewelers red zone. Wow, what a play there for the Defiance on special teams. Not really a turnover, but might as well be, and great starting field position here with some momentum on their side.
Yeah, Defiance feels like it's got the big mo. And I'm curious to see what the coach does here with some of these young players for Napoleon, if he's going to slow the game down and try and get their heads back into it.
Ward in the backfield, looking to throw on first down. He's going to go to the corner of the end zone. He's got Jordan Wright, and it's just overthrown. They had the right play drawn up there, but he just got out of the reach of Jordan Wright in the corner of the end zone.
Looked like Jordan hesitated a little bit. It was really close to the sidelines. I was curious if he thought that he was going to run out of bounds, and he just couldn't quite get his hands on it.
I'll tell you what, though, first down and 10 off that block punt. What a beautiful time to start to take a chance in the corner of the end zone. That's a safe play for the most part for your quarterback if he puts it in the right spot. And it was a nice throw there, but just wasn't able to connect with Jordan Wright. Comiso with it on second down, and he'll turn it up in the rough side. He's going to go in near the end zone. He'll be brought down at the 1-yard line. Oh, he was almost in for his trifecta of touchdowns tonight, but give him 9 down to the 1-yard line, and boy, he is chugging along right now for Chase Comiso.
He sure is. Another big play where he was hit really at the line of scrimmage or close to it by one player on the outside, and he was able to break that tackle and then drag a couple of guys. He has played very, very well, and just out of sheer determination is like, I'm going to get this ball in the end zone.
Well, that's going to bring our third quarter to a close. On that scoreboard, it's Defiance 14, Napoleon 6. Fourth quarter is next on DCTV Sports.
For the past 70 years, Midwest Community Federal Credit Union has been your financial partner, helping you achieve your dreams and secure your future. Midwest Community Federal Credit Union, with locations in Defiance, Bryan, and Napoleon. Find out more at midwestcommunity.org. Brunswick Eye and Contact Lens Center. Personalized service and quality products in a friendly and caring atmosphere. Schedule your appointment today. Brunswick Eye and Contact Lens Center. Stadium Drive in Defiance and online at visionsource-brunswickeye.com.
And we welcome you back to Fred J. Brown Stadium as we get set for the fourth quarter. Stat Tracker time, courtesy of Arthur Law Firm. If you're in a serious injury with a car crash, puts you in the injured list, call the personal injury attorneys at Arthur Law Firm. That third quarter for Defiance, 79 yards on the ground, 13 through the air, a total of 92 yards. Let's just be honest here. Chase Comiso, 8 carries, 56 yards, and a touchdown in that quarter. Kelton Gibbs, 4 carries, 23 in that third quarter for Defiance. Leading the way for the Bulldogs are Arthur Law Firm Stat Tracker after 3 quarters, 14-6 Defiance, as they're getting ready to punch it in here from the 1-yard line.
Right, and Gibbs had that very important 2-point conversion as well to help get them ahead by 8. Hopefully they can get another score right here, and
it'll be Gibbs here, and it looks like he's going to be a short. I didn't see who made the surge there at the line of scrimmage, but he's going to be brought down at the 1-yard line, so no gain on 3rd down and 1. It'll bring up a 4th and goal now for the Bulldogs.
The offense is huddling. They are out on the field. They are not even going to pretend to kick this ball. Looks like they're going to go for it to try and get the big score.
So 4th down and goal here at the, I'm going to say, half-yard line, as it's just inside the 1. He's got 2 backs in the backfield behind him, and it'll be a quarterback sneak. Colt Ward will lean forward, and he'll be across the end for a Defiance touchdown. It's a 1-yard touchdown run, a Wes Banco touchdown for Colt Ward.
And that was just an awesome push by Alex Hinojosa. I mean, he moved forward 3 or 4 yards, the defensive lineman. He really made a hole.
So Defiance coming off of that, really that special teams play, that blocked punt was huge for the Bulldogs as Jamison Burris comes on for the point after here. See if he can put this one through. Kick is up, the kick is on its way, and it is no good. Looks like it might have been wide left, so 0 for 2 on PATs tonight for Mr. Burris, but
he has a powerful leg. He's just pushing it to right on the one side and left on the other side.
Well, let's look at this, though. You get that block punt. You turn it over, you're inside the 10, and you finish it off with 6 points. You increase that lead 20-6. Napoleon already on there. We were just talking about this in the break. Out of their comfort zone on their last drive, trying to throw the football down the field and make something happen. You could see that kind of led to that block punt. Mm-hmm. Now the pressure's on even more. You're down 14 with 11 minutes to go. You got to put something together here pretty quick. How much do you how much do you stray away from what's worked for the first 3.5 quarters of football, or do you go back to it and see what you can get?
I mean, I think you're going to have to throw in a solid mix because they're running out of time and they've got to get some scores. However, stick with what works. Their running game has been super effective. I would run the ball, get some play action. You're going to have to put it in your quarterback's hands a little bit, but you don't want to do what you did last time and put it all into his hands. You've got a good running back and a good running game. Keep the ball on the ground some.
We look at Hayden Grohl. He's got, I've got him down for 16 carries, 104 yards, but just 17 yards in that third quarter. And I guess then the first part of the fourth quarter, but 2 scores for Defiance in that same amount of time. This will be a high end-over-end kick taken out across the 10. It'll be wrapped up and thrown down across the 20-yard line. A host of Bulldogs coming in there. And I'll tell you what, He met a wall, and the wall did not give.
The Defiance clearly is coming out with some energy right now. It looks like Napoleon is slowing down a little bit, and they're going to have to get their heads back in the game. And Defiance looks like they are just picking it up. They're excited to be ahead. Everybody wants to win that River Rock.
11:09 to go here in the ball game. Defiance leads Napoleon 20-6. First down and 10 for the Wildcats on their own 23-yard line. And it'll be, you guessed it, Grohl in the backfield behind Kelby Parsons on first down, and they'll toss it to that far sideline. He's got some space. He's hit, he's dropped, and he's going to be out for a gain of about a yard. Nothing more. Great pursuit from the Defiance defense.
Yeah, 2 or 3 guys waiting for him right there. They didn't seem surprised at all that they ran the ball in that first play.
Well, now is when all those two-a-days start to pay off. You're in that final 10 minutes of your first game of the season. Emotions carry you through the first 5, 6, 7 minutes, and now you're reaching.
Well, and it's a rivalry game, and so the pressure is on both sides.
Who's got fuel left in the tank? Second down and 9 from the 24. It'll be a little misdirection in the backfield. They collide, and that'll be costly for Napoleon. They tried a little something fancy, and it didn't work. Hayden Grohl will eventually ended up with the football, but he's smacked down at the line of scrimmage, no gain.
It seemed like the quarterback, he made a turn or a pivot, and he was just in the wrong position. Who knows whose fault it was exactly, but they collided, and it cost them some yards.
So now a third down and 9 for Napoleon at their own 24-yard line. They've got to have something positive here.
This is not a position you want to put your new quarterback in. They have to get a first down here. This is a big play. Big play for have to get a first down here. This is a big play. Big play for Napoleon and a really big play for Defiance as well.
Parsons is back to throw. Pressure coming. He's going to be hit in the backfield and dropped. Sacked back inside the 15-yard line by none other than Kelton Gibbs, who is having himself a ball game here tonight.
What a great play. What a good blitz. There was nobody open either. Defiance defended that super well. You can't really put that on Kelby Parsons, but it was an awesome job by Defiance.
Third sack of the night for the Defiance defense, and that is probably the biggest one of the whole night. And it's going to push the Wildcats back to the 18-yard line, and their rugby-style kicker, Jack Sorocha, whose punt was blocked on the last drive, and he'll get this one away. It's a booming kick. It's going to be out towards the far sideline. It'll go out of bounds as Jordan Wright will let it bounce. I guess it bounced back in bounds.
Yes, 2 excellent bounces for Napoleon, of course, to give them a little bit of field position. However, with 9 minutes left, you did not want to have to punt in that situation. You're hoping for at least 1 first down, but a multiple first downs would have been great to at least get some of that momentum back.
So a very, very short drive, and Defiance will take over here. 8:53 to go in the ball game. Time is your friend here. Run the clock. Don't be in a hurry. You've got a 14-point lead in a rivalry game.
And with the yards they've been getting on the ground, it just doesn't seem like you would do anything else. Just continue to pound the rock. Their running backs are getting a lot of yards after contact. Continue to just push that ball down the field, and hopefully you can get another score and put this game away.
So it'll be first down and 10 for the Bulldogs on their own 43-yard line as they will come out in shotgun formation, single back in the backfield to the left of Ward, and it'll be kept on the ground. Nothing fancy here. Napoleon was waiting for it. But again, the clock starts to spin here. And that was number 16 with his carry. I don't even have a 16 on the roster.
Zion Gonzalez.
Oh, I'm sorry.
A 5'7", 170-pound
I do have a 16. I'm sorry about that. His first carry of the night. He's going to gain 2. So Zion Gonzalez, the junior, into the game for some reps here in this fourth quarter. Couple of new looking backs in the backfield. #23.
Isaiah Montez, a sophomore, 5'8", 170 pounds. So they have brought in some new backs. Camaso and Kelton Gibbs are back in the game for this third down. Let's see what Defiance decides to do, whether they're going to keep the ball on the ground or maybe put it in the air when you've got 3rd and long. It seems like you want to protect the lead here.
Well, again, your defense has been playing great the last few series here in this second half. Napoleon's been stymied. They've been forced to punt. And you got that clock spinning. The play clock's at 5. And they'll snap it here. Nothing fancy, but Colt Ward's going to throw one up down that far sideline. He's got a wide receiver down there, and it falls incomplete in front of Jordan Wright. And, boy, I tell you what, Napoleon, that was an opportunity to catch them sleeping, but they were ready for it. And nice defensive play out on that far sideline to keep that wide receiver at bay. And that was one of their good defenders out there.
Very good coverage by the defense there. Jordan is extremely fast, and he was not able to get behind the DB, and the DB made a heck of a play.
Well, the biggest thing there is, though, that incomplete pass stops the clock. Yeah. So Anton Hegler will be on to punt for the Bulldogs. He fumbles the snap, but he's got a low line drive kick. It'll be taken at the 23-yard line, and it will be out across the 30 to the 35. He's got room across the 40. More space at the 45. Hegler will push him out of bounds, but he's all the way across midfield. Now we got a late penalty marker on that far sideline. We're going to have some extracurricular activities. We'll see who this is going to go against. But, boy, if it's against Defiance, this is going to push Napoleon way into Defiance territory.
Give them an excellent opportunity to get a score and get themselves back into this game.
And that's one of those mental mistakes that you just can't have in a game like this.
Personal foul against Defiance.
So that's going to tack it on to the end there. This is going to be great field position. And, again, we talked about it. Don't let the ball hit the turf. If you're back returning punts, if you're back returning kicks, don't let the ball hit the turf. Catch the football and return it.
Yep, and that was a line drive kip. It wasn't an easy one to catch. He was able to run up, catch that ball, and get themselves in positive territory. Also draw the foul, which gets them more yards. Now they have an opportunity to score and get themselves back in this game. This is a big defense for Defiance here and a big offense for Napoleon.
Trailing by 14 here for Napoleon. First down at 10 at the Defiance 31-yard line, and they'll pass it again here, and he's going to be hit in the backfield. No, he gets away from the tackler. He's going to go forward across the 25. He's going to gain 6 yards on what should have been a sack.
Sure looked like it was going to be a loss of 7 or 8 yards there, and he gets himself some positive yards. Way to read the field. He was able to cut that up and get himself some good yardage.
So, gain of 6 there on first down for Kelby Parsons. And again, Napoleon knocking on the door here with about 6.5 minutes to go in the ball game, trailing by 14 under center. It'll fake the toss. He's going to roll to his right. He just throws a little quick flat pass, and it'll be complete to Cole Sarrigan. He's going to have enough for the first down, and it's going to be a gain of 8. For Sarrigan. That's his first catch since that touchdown back in the first quarter.
We sure have not seen any of Grohl in this second half, hardly.
No.
He's been on the field. I thought maybe they would give him the ball right there and let him run it in, but instead they had a nice little quick pass to the out.
I've got him down for 5 carries and just 18 yards in the second half. So first down at 10 now inside our Stanball Jewelers red zone. Parsons back to pass. Pocket collapses again. He's giving chase, and it'll be around Camaso, and he'll fall forward. He's going to be down near the 5-yard line. That should be enough for a first down.
Boy, it felt like the guys just kind of let up on that play. The defense did there as he just had his way with that run on the outside.
That's a gain of 13 for Kelby Parsons, and that'll be first down and goal for the Wildcats. And I agree with you. It's kind of like they thought he was just going to go out of bounds or something, but he just kind of kept eluding guys.
Kept going. Looked like he should have been hit 2 or 3 times, and then he just kept going.
First down and goal at the 4-yard line inside our Stanball Jewelers red zone are the Napoleon Wildcats. 2 backs in the backfield. We see Grohl here, and they'll give it to him right up the middle, and he'll go into the end zone for a touchdown. And the Wildcats are right back into this one after a 4-yard touchdown run.
Got to give a lot of credit on that drive to Kelby Parsons. I know they had excellent field position, but he played very, very well there. Guys weren't open. He was able to make plays with his feet. When guys were open, he was able to hit them with some good, solid, short passes to continue to move the ball. Excellent job by Kelby Parsons.
So Napoleon now down 8. What will they elect to do here? Seems like there's a little bit of confusion. Who has the football? It looks like they're going to try the extra point here. Jack Mowry, the senior, is the kicker for the Wildcats. Snap is there, holds down, kick is up, and the kick is good. And just like that, this is a whole new ball game with 6:11 to go here in our fourth quarter. Defiance 20, Napoleon 13. Back with more after this on DCTV Sports. Welcome back to Fred J. Brown Stadium. Josh Bush, Andy Tracy with you on this week number 1 of the 103rd meeting between Napoleon and Defiance, the River Rock rivalry. And, well, just like that, Andy, man, Napoleon's defense comes out. They make a stop. They get a great field position off the punt return and that big penalty. They're able to punch it in. Now, this is a one-possession game with a half of a quarter left to go.
I'm always amazed how one play can shift the momentum. One good return with a penalty put them in good field position, which was able to get them the momentum for this ball game.
High end over end kick. This will be taken inside the 20 by Jordan Wright, out across the 25. 30 breaks a tackle at the 35, and it'll be brought down. And the Defiance offense now, again, you can't go into protect mode here because you're only down 1 score, but you want that clock moving. You want to get some positive yardage here, but, well, you got to protect the football and kind of keep things rolling a little bit here without giving Napoleon the opportunity to get this game tied up.
Yeah, and they don't have to go away from what has already worked for them. To protect the football, you can run the ball, and they've ran it super well. It's what has worked. It's what they need to stick with. The last drive that they had, they threw the ball downfield, which is really the first time that they've done that. It stopped the clock, weren't able to make the play. And, of course, Napoleon with the big return, the penalty, was able to get in good field position. Defiance can get back to what they've done great so far this night and just pounding that rock, getting 8, 9, 10 yards a carry, dragging guys along. They have both of their big running backs in the game. Let's see if they can get it done.
Shotgun formation for Ward on first down and 10 at the 34-yard line. Comiso and Gibbs in the backfield on either side. And it will be Comiso left side. He's going to pull a couple of defenders. He's going to be hit for a loss in that backfield. They're going to say he got back to the line of scrimmage. I think that's a generous spot, but no gain. Biggest thing for the Bulldogs there, that clock is now spinning. And we are under the halfway mark here in this fourth quarter.
Yeah, there were 3 defenders waiting for him right there.
No, I think if we were able to figure out what they were going to do, the guys that are paid to do that stuff, they probably know that they're going to get a heavy dose of Comiso and Gibbs on this drive. 2nd and 10. It'll be Comiso again left side. He'll fall forward out near the 38, 39-yard line. Give him a gain of 5. So it'll be a 3rd down and manageable here, but still, you need this first down to keep that clock spinning. Napoleon already burned an early timeout here in this half, if you remember that, so they've only got 2 left. You'd love to see them forced to make another timeout call here in this drive somewhere.
This is a very big play for both teams. First down really helps Defiance, and a stop really helps Napoleon.
So 3rd down and 5, ball at the 39-yard line. Again, 2 backs to the backfield as Ward will go under center, letting that play clock spin, and he'll be all kinds of pressure coming in the backfield. He just throws this one up for Gibbs, and it's going to be intercepted at the 45. This is brought down by Hayden Gherkin, and that's one of those inexperienced mistakes. 2nd interception of the night for Napoleon, and this comes at the 4:41 mark.
And Napoleon only has 50 yards to go now to get that score. That felt like a very unnecessary pass right there. He throws that into what looked like double or even triple coverage. Just like you said, inexperience. Ball should have probably never been thrown. There was a guy in his face. Looked like the play was a bust from the very, very get-go.
So the second turnover of the night for the Defiance Bulldogs, and this is a big one here. 4:41 to go here in the ball game. Napoleon, ever since getting that penalty on that punt return, has really kind of had some momentum on their side. We've seen that momentum shifting back and forth in this second half. Can Defiance get it back in their favor here with a stop on defense? It'll be Parsons under center. He'll give it to Grohl. He'll run left side. He's going to be hit and dropped after a gain of about 3. Maddox Wagner, the senior linebacker, in there for Defiance, but Hayden Grohl just doing what he does, chunking off yards. Now with 108, unofficially, of course. My math is not always mathing, but we hope it is. Nearing the 4-minute mark. Time remaining in the ball game. Toss to the right side. This is Grohl. He trips a little bit. He's going to be hit in the backfield. He's going to lose 2. Almost looked like he slipped a little bit there. That Defiance D in midfield maybe helping out a little bit.
Yeah, and there was an excellent read by Defiance linebackers. They got themselves in play. Kelton Gibbs made a nice move into the hole. Looked like he was going to get some positive yards, but then all of a sudden, 3 Defiance defenders were right there to bring him down.
Huge third down here. Of course, you got to be figuring Napoleon's probably thinking 4 downs. But a 3rd down and 9 at the Defiance 49. Parsons in shotgun. He's going to throw near side. It'll be in and out of the hands of his intended target. He was looking on this near sideline and kind of short-armed that one a little bit, and it falls incomplete.
Yeah, it sure seemed like they were planning for a 4th down play there because they didn't even go for the first down. That was a very short pass, probably only 3 or 4 yards, which means they were expecting to get up there and maybe make another play.
So they got 4th down and 9. Clock stops with 3:28 to go in the ball game. This is potentially the play of the game right here for both of these teams. Play comes in from the Napoleon sideline. Defiance defenders are out there saying, let's go. Napoleon breaks the huddle. 4th down and 9. Ball at the 49-yard line. 3:28 to go in the ball game. Napoleon trailing by 7 in the 103rd meeting of the River Rock rivalry. Shotgun. Parsons across the middle, and it'll fall incomplete. The receiver came in. The ball was thrown out. It falls incomplete, and Defiance will take over it near midfield.
Looked like that was kind of a surprise play for all parties involved. It looked like the wide receiver didn't know where the quarterback was throwing it. The quarterback was like, Where are you? You should have been maybe in a different position. So I don't know if maybe somebody missed the route or if the quarterback just overthrew him by that much.
Well, and again, we go back to all these new faces. How much have you worked on throwing the ball this much? I mean, it was clear from the get-go, both of these teams were going to run the football tonight. No question about it. That was priority number 1, control the line of scrimmage, run the football. Napoleon's been forced into throwing, and I'll tell you what, Parsons has done a great job tonight, but sometimes you're just not on the same page when you're trying to work out those things and execute what you've been working on all summer.
Yeah, and that was a high-pressure situation to be able to complete that pass.
So 1st down and 10 for Defiance at their own 49-yard line, 3:23 to go, and it'll be Gibbs with it. He's going to be hit and dropped. He's going to lose a yard. And Napoleon with 2 timeouts, Defiance with 3. And obviously, Defiance is going to be burning timeouts here.
Lots of penetration by Napoleon on that last play. Seemed like they weren't surprised at all. And I wouldn't be either. I would continue to just pound Kelton, give him the opportunity, burn that clock as much of it as you can, and try and get yourself a 1st down because that seems like that's all Defiance really needs here.
Well, now if you're in the Defiance sideline, you're telling Colt Ward, listen, the play clock hits 10, then you worry about it. Make sure it's snapped by 5, and you're all good. Clock's at 5. He snaps it. Gibbs up the middle across the Napoleon 45. He's going to pick up 7, and that'll be shy of the 1st down, but it's going to force Napoleon to burn a timeout with 2:29 to go. We're going to take it with him. Defiance 20, Napoleon 13. We're back with the finish after this on DCTV Sports.
In life, unexpected challenges can test us. If you've been seriously injured in a car accident, you deserve a team that understands. Because your story matters. Call Arthur Law Firm today. We'll fight for you every step of the way.
Proudly serving the area with the highest quality contracting services for nearly 100 years. Baker Schindler Company of Defiance and Paulding, 419-782-5080. Online at baker-schindler.com.
And we're back at the Fred. I would say another Friday at the Fred. I coined that phrase a couple of years ago, but it's Thursday, so of course I've thought it's Friday all day. It was high school football day, and I was thinking it was Friday, and I'm just all confused about all kinds of things that are going on. And
it sure feels like a Friday, and it would be hard to be one of these students, win or lose, to be able to play this ball game and then have to go to school the next day.
And I assume Napoleon's back in school already. I don't know exactly when they started school, but I would assume.
That is a good question. Defiance is, we know that for sure. Big play here. Defiance needs 5 yards for a first down.
Third and a long 4, short 5. It'll be right up the middle, and it'll be a first down. No, the ball comes out, but I think they're going to say he was down. No, they're going to give it to Napoleon. Wow. A gain of 10 and a fumble.
Feels like just a mistake you cannot make. This is your opportunity to put that game out, and instead, Napoleon has another shot at it.
So just like that, the third turnover of the night now. I believe that was Chase Comiso with the football. Just got popped at the end, trying to make a little something happen. And with 2:19 to go here in the fourth quarter, Napoleon will take over at their own 35-yard line. A throw back the other side. Was that a backwards pass? No, they're going to say incomplete. And that was close.
Yeah, well read by Matthew Walter, who was right there waiting for the back to make that play. There was going to be no yards gained. Might even have been a loss if he would have caught that pass.
But it'll fall incomplete. Clock stops, 2:15 to go in the ball game. Shotgun formation again here for the Wildcats at their own 36-yard line. Parsons back, fumbles the snap a little bit, pressure coming. He'll avoid it. Now he's going to break it across the right side. He's going to try to find the sideline, keep him in bounds. Did he go out of bounds? We'll see. He's going to go all the way to the Defiance 49-yard line.
Excellent run by Parsons right there. It could have been a sack for a loss. Instead, it's a massive gain.
So give him 15. And it'll be Parsons back to throw now on first down. He's across the middle, and it'll be caught at the 25-yard line. And that is hauled in by, it was number 8, I believe, Tucker Shepard, his first catch of the night.
Nice little in route, got behind the linebackers, but in front of the safeties. He was wide open, and a great pass by Kelby Parsons.
That's a gain of 29 yards and a Napoleon first down right at the edge of our Stanball Jewelers red zone. 1:10 and rolling. Napoleon still with one timeout. Parsons rolls to the right, fires complete. It'll be pushed out of bounds. That was Saucer with it. That'll stop the clock with 1:02 to go. And let's see where they put this one down. They're going to put it down at the 13-yard line, so give him a gain of 7. And just like that, the Wildcats are knocking on the door 13 yards from pay dirt.
Yeah, really nice pass, really nice play. get yourself some quick yards and get out of bounds to stop that clock.
Minute 2 and rolling for the Wildcats. 2nd down and 3. Shotgun, Parsons to his left, looking to throw. He's got an open receiver at the 2, and it'll be complete and into the end zone. This will be a 13-yard touchdown for Cole Sarrigan. And just like that, the Wildcats are within a point after from tying this football game. Wow, this is like 2024 all over again. In reverse order.
In reverse order. You do wonder if they're going to go for 2 here and try and get the win, or if they're just going to tie it up. There is only 54 seconds left. I'm curious. I think you try and tie it up because their kicker has been solid. You try and tie it up, hold Defiance, get yourself into overtime, maybe get another overtime win like they did last year.
So for Napoleon, they're going to burn their final timeout to talk about this one. And, well, I'll tell you what, we were talking before the game. Neither one of us thought that this was going to be kind of like last year, 35-34. We're not quite there, but give us an overtime and we're going to get close.
Yeah, there's not been the same amount of scoring. Last year at halftime, Defiance had over 20 points, and Napoleon had 7. This year, it was 6-6 at halftime. Not quite as much. But here in this last quarter, there has been a lot of ball movement, a lot of activity, and what seems like a lot of rookie mistakes. Some of these young guys making mistakes that they shouldn't make.
Cole Sarrigan, his 2nd touchdown catch of the night, has put Napoleon within 1, and they will line up to go for 2.
This is a big play.
Under center is Parsons. He's going to give it to the big man, and he was stuffed. He was stuffed. Kelton Gibbs leading the way for the Bulldogs. Alex Hinojosa in there as well, and the 2-point try is no good. Wow. With 54 seconds to go, that'll do it. Now we got to get that kickoff yet.
Yeah, there's going to have to be an onside here. Napoleon doesn't have much of a choice. Defiance played that very well. Lots of penetration by that defensive line. Alex Hinojosa made a mess in the middle. And, of course, that made it impossible for Grohl to get himself into that end zone for the 2-point conversion.
Well, I'll tell you what, Hayden Grohl had himself 3 fantastic quarters. But in this 4th quarter now, I've got him down for 5 carries and just 2 yards.
Wow.
In the 4th quarter.
It felt like they've kind of shifted their entire philosophy, though. It has worked. I mean, they brought themselves back in the game, but they kind of got away from some of the same runs that they were running early in the game. And Parsons has really picked it up in this second half. He's had some excellent runs from broken up pass plays, and he's had some really good passes as well.
I've got him 7 passes in this in the 4th quarter. He's attempted 7 passes. Remember, he's scrambled and either gotten sacked or gained some yards, just having to run for his life a little bit, if you want to say that. And so they've really, for the most part, abandoned the run a little bit here in this 4th quarter. As the onside kick is coming, I think Defiance going to take a timeout. 54.2 seconds to go. We're getting ready for this onside kick. Defiance will burn their 1st or 2nd timeout. I don't even know. I'm so lost.
First timeout.
First
Defiance
timeout.
had their hands team on the wrong side of the field. They were overloaded on the right side, and they only had 3 guys on the left side. It looked like they were going to kick it to the left side, so they had to call a timeout to get themselves in better position. This is probably the game right here, whatever happens in this play. So Defiance needs to be super cautious to make sure that they get their hands on the ball. And, of course, Napoleon has to be real aggressive. Go after that ball with everything you've got. It's very, very important and necessary for them to get the ball to be able to win this ball game.
20-19 Defiance on top here. Napoleon lining up for an onside kick. Jack Mowry, the senior, biggest kick of his senior year so far. Easy to say for me. And he will kick it to that right side, and it will be dropped by Defiance. It is in and out of the hands, and it's on the turf. Who will come up with the football? All eyes are on the stripes, and there it is. Matthew Walter, a senior, coming off the turf with that pigskin, and the River Rock is coming back to the Defiance Bulldogs.
Boy, that was a scary play, though. It looked like the two hands guys for Defiance that were supposed to grab it ran into each other and knocked the ball forward, which could have been fielded perfectly by Napoleon. However, Matthew Walter was able to jump on it, secure the ball, and hopefully got themselves where they only have 1 or 2 plays left to be able to win this ball game.
Well, with Napoleon out of timeouts here, a couple of kneels, and this football game will be over. I'll tell you what, 2 years in a row, 2 points total separate these two teams, and one going one way, one going the other way. This is, for all intents and purposes, one of the best rivalries you'll ever see in high school football here in Northwest Ohio, and these two teams have proved it the last 2 years. As Colt will put a knee on it, clock will spin.
Only has to do it one more time. What a fun game
Actually,
to watch.
Looks like the officials are going to hold that play clock until it hits under 40. They started it just a few seconds too soon. He's going to have to kneel one more time.
What a fun game to watch. These guys both put forth a lot of effort. They had a lot of young players. There was not a lot of penalty mistakes. There were a couple of mental mistakes. Colt Ward with the 2 interceptions, Kelton Gibbs with the big fumble, and then the fumble for Napoleon. But overall, fun game to watch. Excellent ball. Great for both teams. Way to show up and play hard. And the River Rock goes back to Defiance.
Final score from Fred J. Brown Stadium. Defiance a winner tonight, 20-19. We'll take a break. When we come back, our postgame show is coming up next on DCTV Sports.
Stanball Jewelers is your trusted source for diamonds, fine jewelry, watches, and gifts. Whether you're looking for a dazzling engagement ring, a timeless anniversary gift, or a present for someone special, Stanball Jewelers has something for every occasion. Visit us today and discover why we've been serving the community since 1948.
All right, welcome back to Fred J. Brown Stadium as we are putting the finishing touches on a Bulldogs victory. Nate loves it. We love it. Everybody loves it here at Fred J. Brown Stadium. Well, at least on this side of the stadium, at least. But congratulations to Coach Ritt, his very first win in his very first game as head coach of the Defiance Bulldogs. As we got the student section. These schools both graduated so many players off their rosters from 2024. But I think we can all say this season looks pretty good for both of these teams, at least in week number 1. Putting those new faces in, I think we've seen a lot of good football here tonight on both sides of the football.
Yeah, I think both teams have to be pleased to an extent. We saw a lot out of Napoleon, both with their quarterback, their running back, and their offensive line was able to do some good things. There was some excellent football by them. Defiance was able to run the ball. Defiance came out, and surprisingly, Defiance came out on top, but they lost in the turnover battle. And to be honest, they've got to get some step-up play here from quarterback Colt Ward. Some excellent things, though. Chase Comiso just shredded the field tonight. I mean, it looked like he was almost the Hulk. The tougher Napoleon got, the tougher he got. He played super hard. It was almost impossible to bring down, especially early in the game. Kelton Gibbs did a great job at linebacker, filled the hole several times, did some excellent stuff, and was really nice. Matthew Walter made a couple big plays, including that play at the end of the game with his hands, to be able to get his hands on the ball. He was in position during some pass plays, rushing the passer, to be able to rush him, to make it hard on him to be able to make the plays. Some really, really good stuff. Have to give credit, though. Even though Napoleon lost the game, Kelby Parsons did a killer job. Maybe some minor mistakes, but with his feet was tearing it up. And then the first half especially, Hayden Grohl just looked unstoppable out there. Hitting the holes, reading his blocks, playing hard. They have a lot of really cool, exciting things to look forward to because those guys are both juniors, and they get to come back next year and possibly win that River Rock back from Defiance.
Our post-game show tonight is courtesy of Brunswick Eye and Contact Lens Center. Keep your eyes healthy for a long life of clear vision. Brunswick Eye and Contact Lens Center, your family's vision source. Stadium Drive in Defiance and online at visionsource-brunswickeye.com. We'll take a timeout. When we come back, we'll get some stats, and we'll wrap this one up here from Fred J. Brown Stadium. It's a Bulldogs victory, 20-19 over Napoleon, right here on DCTV Sports.
Brunswick Eye and Contact Lens Center. Personalized service and quality products in a friendly and caring atmosphere. Schedule your appointment today. Brunswick Eye and Contact Lens Center. Stadium Drive in Defiance and online at visionsource-brunswickeye.com.
Welcome back to our Brunswick Eye and Contact Lens Center postgame show. As you see the players down there celebrating on the field. And now for the senior class, the River Rock lives in Defiance for your senior year. As we kind of wrap things up here, let's take a look at some of our stats. Our stat tracker, courtesy of Arthur Law Firm. If a serious injury from a car crash puts you on the injured list, call the personal injury attorneys at Arthur Law Firm, serving Northwest Ohio for more than 50 years. Get the compensation you deserve and back in the game with your winning team at Arthur Law Firm. Second half, not a lot happening in that third quarter. Comiso, a 4-yard touchdown run. Gibbs gave that 2 points, put Defiance up 14-6. But in the fourth quarter, it was Ward with a 1-yard touchdown run on fourth down. Point after no good. Defiance led 20-6 with 11:14 to go. Grohl would bring them back. Got a 4-yard touchdown run. Point after was good. 20-13. Napoleon trailing by 7. And then Defiance kind of let them back in the door a little bit more with 54.2 seconds to go. Parsons hits Cole Sarrigan for his second touchdown of the night. 2-point was stopped. And that's our final score, 20-19. Looking at some stats, we'll start with Defiance for the night. They're going to finish with 171 yards on the ground, 61 through the air for a total of 232 yards. They were led on the ground tonight by Chase Comiso. I've got him down for 20 carries, 118 yards, and a pair of touchdowns. Kelton Gibbs, I've got him down for 12 carries for 51 yards. And Colt Ward, his first start at quarterback, 3 of 9. And a total of 38 yards through the air. 2 interceptions.
Two tough interceptions.
2 tough interceptions for that young man. And I think a couple of those were just kind of like one of those, oh boy, what do I do kind of things. And try to throw it away the first one and just we'll put it in there, the rookie mistakes, and he'll grow from that. For Napoleon, well, I tell you what, they've got a lot of good things happening over there. 106 yards on the ground, 102 through the air, 208 total yards tonight. Led on the ground by Hayden Grohl. The majority of his yardage coming in that first half. 87 of his 106 coming in that first half. The big man scampered for just, like I said, I had him down for 17 in the third quarter and just 2 yards in that fourth quarter for 106. The story of the night for their offense, though, the play of their new quarterback, Kelby Parsons, the junior, finished 9 of 15, 2 touchdowns on the night, no interceptions, and for his efforts as well, scrambling around a little bit, picked up 30 yards on the ground as well. So some of those were kind of scramble around, run for your life kind of things, but there's some good things for both of these teams as they move forward. Our stat tracker tonight, again, brought to you by Arthur Law Firm. Make sure you touch base with them if you are needing those injury attorneys. They've been serving Northwest Ohio for more than 50 years. Arthur Law Firm, our stat tracker throughout tonight. Other than that, 3 turnovers for Defiance, 1 for Napoleon. Penalties were pretty minimal, really.
They were, which was a surprise. I expected to have a lot more penalties with some of the lack of experience that was on the field. There were some guys that have been back that played before, and they did an excellent job. I always like to give a shout-out to an unsung hero. I feel like it's got to be Alex Sinahosa. Yeah. He was in. He's the center on offense. He was a nose tackle on defense. He was in on so many plays, especially on that 2-point conversion. He penetrated, which gave Kelton Gibbs the opportunity to make a play on their running back. It was an excellent job by him in the middle. Going to be a hard guy to be able to turn around and lose him next year. He is a senior who had an opportunity to play last year. He did a phenomenal job tonight playing football for the Defiance Bulldogs.
Well, and that's one of the things you look at with these guys. You've got a lot of new faces, but you've got some leadership that's been through the ringer for a couple of years. And you need those guys to step up. We saw it tonight. Matthew Walter, you mentioned Alex Hinojosa, Kelton Gitt. I mean, these guys that have been here and done it. Jordan Wright, the numbers aren't flashy, but that kid was all over the place tonight.
He sure was. He made a couple of pass defenses that if he doesn't make those plays, they're potentially a touchdown. Also, there's an awesome job I have to mention. TJ Burris, I mentioned him a couple of times. He made several open field tackles that if he doesn't make those, it's potentially 30, 40, or even touchdowns. And he makes those open field tackles, which was a great play. There were a lot of guys that really showed up for this game, young guys. He's a sophomore that hopefully we get to see some really, really cool things in the future. They have a bright future, Defiance does. They play in a big league. There's going to be some big games. They've got some new faces out there, but they have to be pretty happy and impressed with the way their team showed up tonight.
Napoleon and Tyler Swery, they fall to 0-1 on the season. They are home next Friday night against Maumee. I don't know if that's a league game or not. I can't keep track of the NLL anymore. But they're at home next Friday against Maumee. For Defiance, the Western Buckeye League, it's a 10-team league. You get one non-conference game. They made it count here tonight. They're going to get some points in this non-conference game. 1-0 now. First game for Coach Ritt, Steve Rittenauer, his first game as the head coach at Defiance. Congratulations to Coach Ritt for all the hard work that's gone in with you and your staff, picking up your first win in your first game of the season. They're going to go on the road next Friday night to Ottawa-Glandorf. That was a team that kind of started to make a little bit of progress last season from where they were, but the WBL, you mentioned it, there's no easy week in the Western Buckeye League.
No, there's going to be a lot of challenges ahead. Their defense is going to have to be ready because they're going to face some really good run games. They're going to face some really good pass games. There's just going to be kind of some complete football across the board, and so they're going to have to be prepared for those things. It's so wonderful sometimes playing in the WBL because the teams are good. You actually know what you have.
Yeah.
When you're done with the season, you really know how good you are because you face these really, really solid teams, and Defiance gets to face that test as they make their way, hopefully, into another year of the playoffs.
All right, big want to say big thanks to our entire crew. They're doing all kinds of stuff tonight. We were, if you don't know, there's 743,000 steps to get up to the press box, so hauling that stuff up here. Big thanks to everybody for pitching in. Andy, appreciate you, man. That was a good first time on.
Had a lot of fun out here today with you.
It's been a great time, and we'll have you back anytime you want to come. But big thanks to our crew. Big shout out to Athletic Director Jerry Beauty and his staff. This is the best place in Northwest Ohio to come for a football game, hands down. We appreciate everything they do for us.
Yeah, amen.
On behalf of all of our crew, we say goodnight to you from Defiance. The Bulldogs a winner in this River Rock rivalry by a final score of 20-19. You've been watching a sports presentation of Defiance Community Television.